Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're back for Octane Online Racing, split yellow, split green for our GT3 ACC Asia Pacific Series. As you can see, the backgrounds here, we are in the land of the rising sun, Japan. And as you can see on the bottom there, I am David McNulty, and joining us tonight we've got Jamie Conboy and Alex Bowen. How are we?
Konnichiwa, genki desu ka? Hello everybody, I love Suzuka. Massive fan. How are you, Alex?
I am good, but I was not expecting that out of you, JC, not gonna lie.
How much practice went into that, mate?
Not a lot of practice, no. Japanese was the only second language that I ever went through at school, but I can't string a couple of sentences together. It's not like I'm fluent in the language, but it sort of rolls off the tongue nicely. And if there was any country other than Australia I would like to have been born into, it would be Japan. I'm a massive fan of rice. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I don't know.
Is that really all you have to say about Japan? That you're a massive fan of rice?
Rice, sushi, get it in me. Get it in me.
I mean,
There's
yeah, the
lots
food
of
is pretty
other
good, but
beautiful
yeah.
things about Japan. I like snow and mountains and stuff. And I could go on about my fantasies of the Japanese wife, but we'll just stop it there and we'll talk more about the track than my, as I said, tendencies towards that sort of thing.
Yes, we'll move away from that. Personally, I think the samurai era that'd be really cool. Just swords in general are cool, but
sort of back during when the shogun was in control.
Yeah, that sort of era I think would be interesting, to say the least, to live in. But as we can see here tonight, we've got plenty of cars streaming out onto the track. Some new liveries from a few different drivers out there, some returning from last week, notably the Paddle Pop Racing crew. You can see some of those back again. You can't miss them.
Tell you what, it looks like they're running with a Neapolitan setup there. At least Dan Hunter is. He's got the chocolate, the strawberry, and the vanilla, as opposed to the rainbow Paddle Pop that we saw last week, which it looks like, I think that's Hooley still running that in the Mercedes.
Yeah, I think it is Hooley. I love a bit of Neapolitan.
The Neapolitan livery here.
Yeah, it's a real ice cream freezer out there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I mean, I will say I am a big fan of the color scheme that Dan Hunter's running in the Neapolitan car. I mean, Dan's been well known for making some absolutely stunning liveries, and this is no exception. The colors just seem to work well. They sort of blend in with one another.
Neapolitan, which one's your favourite? Which one are you getting into first? The chocolate, the vanilla, or the strawberry?
It's probably the strawberry.
Yeah, has to be the strawberry.
Wow, really? I don't know. If I put a poll into chat, I don't know if Race Control can put a poll into chat or something. Because I guarantee, I reckon strawberry is the least popular flavour. That's the one that everyone leaves behind.
That's the thing though, you need to get the worst out of the way first before you get to the good stuff.
Ah, okay, alright. That's not a bad shout. You definitely don't want to waste ice cream, so get the strawberry out of the way. I like that strat.
Maybe it's just me here that actually likes the strawberry ice cream, I don't know. You find out a lot about people on these streams. Yeah, I'm sure Race Control can pop a poll in chat if we haven't got one already going.
Chocolate is overrated, Aardvark. Come on, mate, you're better than that. Chocolate's great.
Just returning to the track action quickly. We are back to the, standard sprint, not the super sprint format this week. So we've got one qualifying session followed by a 60-minute race. You can see how that plays out. Obviously Suzuka, probably one of the nicest tracks to drive around. It's just so satisfying when you absolutely nail going through second one.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's so technical through there that you have to be basically perfect all the way through just to really get the lap going. And even once you get past sector 1, there is so much more to the track, because you have, once you get past Degner 1 and 2, at the start of sector 2, you have the very tricky hairpin, which can catch quite a few drivers out, and I reckon you may see an incident or two at that corner. And of course, as we're going through Spoon now, this is another very tricky corner where you have to take so many different gears and so many different apices. It's just crazy. And then we haven't even gotten to one of the best parts of the track yet, 130R. It's so different in these cars compared to something like an F1 car where you can take it flat. It is just mind-boggling how these cars are able to get through in one piece at times.
Yeah, I mean, we we've seen plenty of, I guess not crashes, but overtakes where people have to, I guess, back out at the last moment, heading into 130Rs. And see Dan Hunter coming across the line there. That's a bit of traffic right at the end of the lap there. Goes third with 2 minutes almost, right? See Bakita currently top with a 158. I think it was 0.7. That'll take some beating, I think.
Already laying down an absolute gauntlet of a time is Philippa Bakita.
Yeah, she's absolutely smashing it. Porsche definitely, I guess, well suited to this track. Lots of twisty bits, which the Porsche likes.
Is 130R flat in any of these cars? Does anyone do 130R flat? Is it a driver specific thing? Is it a car thing? Is it flat at all? I know it's obviously flat in an F1 car, it's pretty simple, but I've seen some chat this week and I'm not sure what's meme and what's real. I don't know what the deal is. So does anyone know, factually, is 130R flat in a GT3 car in any scenario?
In fourth gear, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably one car out there you could really try it with if you're running the slowest engine mode. But for most cars, you will need to either downshift in the fifth and just try and hold on the best you can with the speed deceleration from 6th to 5th, or lift a bit while in 6th. It's a very tricky corner to get right in these cars.
Yeah, there's some confidence in chat. There's a few people who can do it. And I can see a couple of names in there that are racing in this split particularly, so I'm interested to see how that goes. But no, your assessment makes me feel a lot better because I've not been able to do it flat once. Speaking of, that's going to be invalidated from Shaquille. But that's me and the McLaren as I go around 130R flat. It's got my hands crossed over. I'm not sure whether I'm getting it right, and it's definitely not flat. So if it's not supposed to be flat, I feel a little bit better. Glad I'm not in this split. Goodness me. This is a stat split. It is the quickest split we've got. It is insane, some of those names.
And even then, Philippa Bakita is 1.2 seconds faster than the Mercedes of Ryan Houlihan. That is absolutely insane, because we know that Houlihan has a lot of pace, and to be 1.2 seconds ahead is just crazy.
She does that a bit, doesn't she? She doesn't wait to warm up. She bangs out a smacking lap straight away, and she lets everyone chase her, and she does it well. So, not wrong. That's a massive gap for a start. But still 3 minutes to go. Anyone's game.
Well, I mean, she is a part of, was it Roman Grosjean's esports team for a reason.
Yeah, right. So there you go. The more you know. They're absolutely crushing it.
R8G?
Yes, R8G Esports. And I believe that is the name of her car as well.
Oh, so that's what that is. Like, I saw that and I thought, oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. I was just like, well, it's esports stuff. So obviously one of the teams, but no, it's good to put a name in. I think it's just a power move in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Hamilton's done it again.
Then,
Sorry. Someone get Mark Bushell a bloody milk. This man has donated 50 again. He does it every bloody week, this man. So someone look after him. Mark Bushell, love that from you. 9-hour sunset to sunrise at Suzuka, please. Shit, I'm down for that.
we did who won?
Oh!
Oh!
Little sneak
What's this?
peek.
Hello! Oh!
Hello.
To be confirmed. So little weekend extravaganza, I think it's it. Didn't see all of that the graphic there, but get excited.
I think it said a Suzuka 10-hour, if I'm correct.
Yes. No, I think you are.
So sounds like that in the future after the Spa 12-hour coming up, well, in a few weeks' time, I think it is.
Yep. April
we'll be
22nd.
Yep. We'll be looking at possibly a Suzuka 10-hour, which will be quite exciting.
Well, there's been a few rumours circulating that it could be either Suzuka, it could be, as we see the graphic there for the Spa. Get around it, registration's now open. Do not want to miss out on the Spa 12-hour. A few rumours that it could be Nürburgring or Suzuka, but if there is DLC that comes out, we could be off to Kota perhaps. Obviously,
Oh.
it's very, very dependent on a lot of factors not in our control.
Yeah, and
Oh.
would you look at that? There's even a graphic for that.
In the making.
All the
Look out.
graphics, they're all prepared.
Wow, he's got them stacked up to the roof for 2022. Let's go.
I mean, you sure you aren't controlling these graphics, Bender?
I wish I could control the graphics. There'd be a
All
lot
right,
of different
25
things on the
seconds to go.
screen.
Let's see these laps come across. Plenty on quality laps now. I know we're all excited for the Spa and Coda and Suzuka and whatnot, but I want to get these laps over there and then we can have a chat about those. Houlihan still 1.2 down. Hunter doing pretty well up there in P3, but he's in the pits. He's not going to improve. Kyle Jackson, who we're on board with now, is currently in P4. That's a nice little position for him up there. Oh, that's a drift. And that is invalid, so he won't be improving. Unlucky.
Quick shout out to Moritz for the €10 donation. Thank you very much, Moritz. Much appreciated, mate.
Here comes Ryan Houlihan. He's approaching the line now. Can he improve on his time? He can, but he's still 8/10 behind Philippa Bakita. That is just
sadness.
Yeah, and Bakita's improved. Yeah,
so she's out in the lap. Yeah,
she's on a 58.5 at the moment. She doesn't need to improve that at this stage, but she's out there.
Surely you'd do it just to flex.
Oh, I mean, who knows what Bakita will do?
It's about sending a message.
It's not even scraping into the 58. She's halfway through the 58. So that's insanity. Here we go. Let's see if she's improved. Let's see what it is.
58.3.
Oh, there you go. That is insane.
Good.
Philippa, stop it.
Can we put a 30 kilogram ballast on that car, please?
There is a 3-second gap down to P13. Like, that's just crazy how far in front of the field she is tonight. So,
someone needs to restrict the engine mode there.
We're going to have to put bets on who's coming second in this one, I think, because Philippa's absolutely dominated qualifying.
That is crazy.
But Ryan Houlihan does pretty well to be just about a second shy. He puts himself in P2. Hunter does nicely in P3 with Reynolds behind him in P4. Jackson doing nicely there in P5. Was probably looking to improve before the Spoon. Baldwin, D, Neparis, Matterford, and Jacko Boats round out the top 10. So it is standard sprint race tonight. 1 hour race, 1 mandatory pit stop. But it's at night time, so if you haven't practiced your braking points, you're in trouble. You'll be using the car in front of you and hoping for the best. It's a whole different ball game at night time when you can't see where you're going and where your braking points are.
Just quickly on the quali results, we said the gap between Bakita and Houlihan was a second. Houlihan had 7/10 back to Dan Hunter in third. So we might be looking at the podium, the final spot on the podium here for tonight's race, barring those two have a clean getaway at the start.
Yeah, it's just insane to think about. But something else that's insane is how this game looks at night. Just something about it.
Agreed.
Just
Oh,
pops.
beautiful. Can we get a shot of the Ferris wheel, please, Mr. Director?
Sure we will at some point. Yes, very pretty. Tell you what I also like seeing is Mode, Shaz, and Reds are up there leading the AMs again in P21. Matt Neparis again leading the Pro-Ams. So those two guys showing up every week to lead their classes. That is pretty. That is beautiful.
Talk about a sight to behold. And we're just looking
Hello, stars.
Yeah, just the depths of the night. But we're about 15 seconds away from getting underway with the formation lap. Drivers are just starting up their engines, getting their lights properly turned on now. So let's get ready for this light show, shall we?
Is there any critical lap 1 spots for incidents that we should be looking out for? Is everyone sort of single file by the time they get to the S's, or I think turn 1's sort of a bit
turn
of a danger
1 is
zone,
always
like
painful.
every other turn 1, I guess.
But I reckon the hairpin after Degna 2, just after you go under the bridge, will be a key point for incidents.
Yeah, I was going to say Degna 1 and 2, particularly Degna 2, if you get a bit loose and a bit wide on the exit there, the barriers come at you very quickly, and you can just pinball back onto the track a little bit there. So that's one to watch out for, particularly if someone in, say, like the top 10, this one's a little bit wide and crashes, everyone else behind just has to weave around a little bit, and that can always be a little bit dicey.
Tell you what else I like about this track is that the corner names are pretty standard. Like 130R, 130 being the radius of the corner. Like they don't mess about. There's no Frenchy la-di-da. The hairpin's literally called hairpin. Casio triangle, nice and easy. Dunlop curve, that's nice. The S's are just called the S's. So it's nice. There's nothing... I mean, I'm sure there's Japanese names for them, but I wouldn't really know. But yeah, everything else is pretty standard. Spoon.
Kept it simple for us.
Love that.
Quick shout out to Mac Daddy for the donation. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, my friend.
He's also chucked you a fact for tonight. So we've got Suzuka fun fact. Suzuka is one of the oldest remaining tracks of the Formula One World Championship.
It's because it's a high quality circuit. Nice and wide, plenty of fun. As you said, very technical, especially in that first sector. It's pretty difficult.
I mean, I'd suggest that probably the oldest ones still on the calendar would be Silverstone, Monza, and Monaco. But yeah, Suzuka would probably be up there because it's hosted the Japanese Grand Prix multiple times before.
Yeah, it's not an ever-present track though, as you just mentioned, Alex. I've raced at Fuji a few times. I think the last time was 09 perhaps, or
2000. I want to say 2008.
2008.
Because I believe Alonso won there in 2007. I think Hamilton won there 2008 before they went back to Suzuka in 2009.
Alright, JC, get ready to take the play, mate.
Coming through the last sector now. A little bit of crisscrossy, how you doing there from Houlihan and Bakita as they get up inside each other's business while they're in ghost mode. Like that. That's how you show affection to another driver on the formation lane. You just go and park yourself inside them. Bakita and Houlihan leading us away here in split yellow once again. Hunter and Reynolds behind them. Not a massive long stretch down to turn 1. So they won't get up to 6th gear, that's for sure. Green lights, here we go. Couple of spread out early. Never a good sign, especially in the dark, as the brake markers are shorter than they used to be. Here we go, turn 1. Pretty tidy for the first lot. Middle pack, there's 3 wide down there. Bakita's done very well to get the jump. Hunter's looking like he might have a crack at Houlihan. Nah, not quite. In fact, now it's Ashland on top of Hunter. No, not quite. So they do settle into their positions, and right down there in the midfield, it looks like everyone got away except for car 810. There is a yellow flag in the S's now. So these leaders have got away nicely. Niparis has looked like he's had a very good start. I think that is Niparis who's jumped a couple of spots to be up there behind Baldwin. Kyle Jackson doing nicely as well. No safety car called for the incident in the S's, so obviously they got it cleaned up pretty quickly. So a good start for the front runners especially, all getting away nice and tidy and staying out of each other's way. Kyle Jackson, unfortunately, having a really poor start, so we're on board with him now. Looks like he's dropped back through the field a fair way. Niparis also looking like he's dropped away. So I thought he got a good start. Oh no, this is just the timing board starting to catch up, so it's me reading the timing board, which is a mistake. Never trust the ACC timing board. My apologies. Kyle Jackson's had a great start. He's doing very nicely. Yeah, this will be like... There you go. You go.
I was going to say, looks like we're slowing down a little bit.
Safety car has been called.
Safety car has been deployed. I don't think we've seen the graphic, but yeah, just everyone slowing down kind of gave it away a bit.
We have info saying that the bot is not sending it through here for some reason, so we are under a safety car, but the race control boss has not said so.
Thought they were going slow. I thought I was lagging. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, this race is going to be interesting if it looks like this. Everyone just nice and tidy. Looks like they're going about 120. It's going to be a fun one to call. No, you're right. They're on the safety car. All right. So we did get one for the incident in the S's, I guess. Looks like car 45? 46 has returned to pits, unfortunately for them.
I did notice that there were a few yellow flags towards the back. I think we had Wenzel get called out by it, and also Sassano. So I reckon there was a little bit of a pile up further back in the S's, but we'll have to see whether we can find anything on the replay as we.
Yo, here's
there we go.
Welcome back, Race Control. We love you and your safety car goodness, and your little random tidbits every now and then. But most of all, we love you because you control the race. So yeah, good start for Nippers. He was the leader of the Pro-Ams after qualifying, but it looks like he's got the jump on a couple of the pro drivers there as well.
He's up 2 positions. Started 8th, now 6th.
He's well clear of Salterod in P12, who is 2nd in Pro-Am, so he's got a good jump as Nippers. As we see a replay of the start now, this should give us more of an idea of what actually transpired.
So yeah, it was 3 wide very quickly, which I found surprising at night time. No. And that's where it kicked off.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's where yeah. So yeah, 3 wide never works, ladies and gentlemen. Rookies, sprints, enduros, it doesn't matter. Just don't do it. If you get a good start, that's fine. Just tuck in behind. Just enjoy the first lap. If you've got the pace, you're going to make up those positions eventually anyway. Oh dear! Under the safety car. Oh no!
No, I think this is still replay.
Oh, thank goodness. If that was under the safety car, I would have shat a chicken.
So, your man, JC, Carl Jackson, we just saw it on the start there. I reckon he might be in a little bit of trouble. Obviously, don't want to predict anything, but it did look like he was out of position on the start, which explained how Nippers gained a couple of positions on the run down to turn 1. And then, of course, that whole incident kicked off with people going 3 wide, so obviously the stewards will look at it, but car 297, I think, will be under the microscope.
Yeah, look, it's pretty hard to stuff up the start procedure. So just tuck up behind the car in front of you guys. Let's do that. Just because it's nighttime, that's no excuse. I don't know how.
We don't need to abide by the 1.5 meter rule when you're in a car.
That's right. No social distancing here. As you saw, Bakita and Houlihan got right up, and they were literally inside each other coming around the last chicane. So do that while you're ghost moded. Just get up there. Get right up there. Don't worry about being inside someone else. Just make sure you're about a meter behind the car in front. That's all you got to do. It's literally your only job. Don't worry about the car next to you. Don't worry about the leaders. Just follow the car in front nice and closely. Anyway.
Speaking of following cars in front, yep, safety car is coming in now, so they no longer need to follow that car, and now they need to follow Bakita through final corner and get this race underway once again.
Phrasing, yes, thank you.
You just have to get right up there, JC.
Phrasing, yes, thank you. Get all up inside them. So Houlihan waiting patiently here. They've done. I'll tell you what. He's not ghosted.
Smartly put it alongside there.
He's absolutely towing the line, is Ryan Houlihan, and Bakita's happy to play this game of chicken all day long.
She's gone.
She's gone. Houlihan probably ready for that, but the Porsche getting the jump. So nice little game of cat and mouse there, like that. Away into turn 1 they go, nice and cleanly. Hunter biding his time behind, and Reynolds also there. So that top 6, Manipper is doing very well to get the jump with the front guys. A little bit of a gap back to Jackson. Here's Brad Cook, doing very nicely for himself in Pro Class. He's had a great start to this season here in OOR and looking very talented indeed. Looking forward to seeing him improve. Making that Aston dance around the S's. All one movement, no corrections, looking very good. Speaking of corrections, that Lexus had to do all sorts of fixer-uppering there. No room for Brad to get past, but Thornton just looking a little crossed up there during the Exeter Dunlop. Down to this second Degner, which is a very tricky corner. Not as tricky as this hairpin, though. This hairpin's got a really nice channel in it. If you get in the camber and you get in that channel, it can slingshot you out. But if you miss it, it'll cost you all sorts of time, which makes it a really tough spot to overtake into.
Well, there's a few trying it, though.
Yeah. Everyone managing to avoid each other there. There is a couple of 2-wides coming through there. So that looks like the Ferrari there getting a good run. We'll have to see how that pans out if it comes to us. But otherwise, it's everyone making their way nicely through the second sector. Up in a spoon. What a pain in the bum corner this is. Oh, there's a bit of a touch there. There's a couple of 2-wides going on back there. That looks nice. That looks like it's Shazran and perhaps Whitbread. Shazran looking like he got the run out of there, a spoon. So he'll be using the VTEC power to suck up behind Perkins. That's a McLaren going very slowly. Not sure what's happened to that one. I think that's Robertson.
It's just a bad exit onto the straight.
Round 130R, as we said, certainly not flat with full fuel. Nikita starts off with a 2:01.4 race pace, if you don't mind.
Yep, that'll be faster than my qualifying time tomorrow.
That'll be faster than my qualifying time tomorrow.
As we see,
Cold tyres after a safety car, if you don't mind.
2 secs, JC. We have a car coming into the pits. Looks like it was a McLaren. It was Robertson.
Right, so he was carrying a bit of damage, I think, and yeah, he maybe got a poor exit, but it looked like his bonnet was smashed up. So he bites the bullet and gets that stop done early and gets some fresh tyres and makes up for a recovery. So that's an Aston there. The Aston and the McLaren getting side by side through turn 1. In fact, the Aston lost out to that Ferrari of Sassano. Takes that advantage.
Sassano is a lap down and still needs to make a pit stop.
Right, so he's in the middle of some blue flag traffic. Yeah, well spotted.
Yeah, I think he was on that teleported to pits on lap 1.
Yep.
You see a few drivers have made their first stop. They look like Wenzel was the first runners who had stopped, but 50 minutes, that's a long way to go on one set of tyres around Suzuka.
Is it a high deg track, Suzuka?
Oh, it's not
High degradation, hard on the tyres?
It's not that bad. You definitely notice the drop off. It's more what we've seen with David Thornton there on board. You know, the risk of having to make a correction mid or on the exit of a corner obviously increases with tyre wear. So easier to make a mistake, and it's naturally a pretty narrow circuit at some parts. So you're just running that risk of ending up in the fence somewhere.
Well, I mean, tie deg won't be a massive issue here because of the time of day that we're running this. We are running this basically in the middle of the night, so track temperature will be low, meaning you won't have as many issues with tyres overheating, you'd think.
1:59.5, a full second quicker on her next lap. She is going to roll away with this one, assuming nothing comes to end her race. She keeps putting in laps like that. Goodness me.
JC, are you trying to say something here?
I am envious of Philippa's pace around Suzuka.
It almost seems like you're trying to make something happen to this race.
No, I'm not a cursor of any sort. I have love for all of my drivers, and I believe in all of their abilities. There is no cursing here, especially not intentionally. Especially not on Paul Kranich here. Glory to Ukraine. Love that from you, Paul.
It's a nice touch from Paul.
Yeah, current events. Jeez, I hope we don't bring that up too much. I don't want to start that kettle of fish here on stream. Goodness me, let's not do that.
No, let's not do that. I'm not sure how that interacts with YouTube's terms of services, so let's perhaps avoid that one.
We have a translation of the abbreviation JC. JC is short for just cursing.
Menaces the lot. Get out. Get out, you lot. All these Kovacs boys getting in here and calling me curse boy.
Oh, drop names, mate. Call them out. Let's hear it.
Well, especially Mark Bushell. He's the ringleader. No, we can't hate on Mark too much. He's donating and loving the stream, and he's a massive OOR favourite. So I don't curse people, do I? Good, look at her go again. 59-2. Goodness me. Stop it, Philippa.
Well, there you go. She's got a 3-second lead over Houlihan, who's out second half clear of Hunter. But this battle here, we've got Cook, Thornton, and Jackson. Oh no.
Speeding in the pit lane on a lap of 860.
Yeah, okay. That I'm going to say Bot's got some catching up to do and some explaining to do.
I think that's a bug of some sort because Hunter hasn't pitted. So
Lap 860, JC. He's obviously racing next week.
And the bot's all over that. That's why we love race control. Bryce Meddings comes in with $20. Curse Boy. Come, stop. Oh, no, this is... Look, I'll tell you what. Curse Boy's better than Corn Boy, so I'll take it. You know what? Stick with it. Roll with it. I like it. I'm going to curse someone. Brad Cook doing really nicely here. Absolutely on top of all things. I thought you said there were no curses here, let alone... Nah, I'm rolling with it now. Let's go. I can't believe how well Cook is driving, especially into this U-turn hairpin. Oh, okay, we're going to see what happens to... this is Robertson in his McLaren. I wonder if this is before he got the damage. No, he's not getting any damage here because, as I said, he smashed up his bonnet. So, does he see? Oh, that's how he got. Yeah, that'll do it. Again. That'll do it.
And that was after he pit for the damage. I'm pretty sure he was down in 31st. Oh, that really killed his race.
Oh, I thought that's how he got the damage, and that because he was there at the pit lane, he thought maybe he had to do one more lap just to, be safe rather than doing a U-turn in the pit.
Well, here we go. Side by side going into 130. We've got a nice view from Brad Cook.
Thornton and Jackson.
Thornton with the absolute speed of that Lexus has managed to get through on Jackson. Even before the corner. That's just crazy.
Yeah, but how good is Brad Cook looking? Absolutely killing it in the Aston. He's got so much pace. I'm loving the way Brad Cook's going about his race, especially down here at turn 1 where nothing can go wrong. As he gets a nice little run up here behind Kyle Jackson. Brad Cook absolutely looking amazing on the run up to turn 1 here. Down he goes the inside. Beautifully done from Brad Cook. Absolutely never in doubt. Sound like curse people. That's perfect. All over it, Brad Cook. Nice work from you.
Yeah, well, I hope you buy him a drink or something after this stream.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need to do something if Cook has problems later on.
Look at this, we've got Jacko Boats, who's just quietly gone about his business. And he's now on the back of this little train as well.
Oh, seems like he's going to have a slight look around the outside. No, he's backed out very wisely there from Jaco on Jackson.
Jack on Jack action.
Yeah, you almost got on the grass on the inside. That's never a good strategy.
Seems like Kyle Jackson struggling a little bit to hold the line through the hairpin, just not quite getting within the camber of the corner. That's going to hurt him if he keeps doing that. Doesn't seem to quite have the pace compared to Boats at the moment, who's right on the back of him. But could just be trying to hold on to his tyres the best he can, run longer. As we see Jaco get a good run going into 130. Oh no, this can't end well.
Surely not. Oh, he's going to do it. Kyle leaves the door open, gives him all the room in the world. So yeah, I think you're right. I think Kyle's struggling for pace there a little bit in the McLaren. Not sure what the issue is there. Maybe he just hasn't quite got the pressures right for the night time or something. But yeah, Jacko looking very pacey and he's very patient throughout that whole lap. Looked like he was going to get it done in the first sector, but he had to wait all the way until the Casio triangle to get it done, but eventually does. And he's got 43 minutes to enjoy that overtake and plonks himself inside the top 10 and chases down Brad Cook, who's having an amazing race and will not spin at all. Tell you what I love about nighttime racing is you can see all the sparks and the flames coming out of the exhaust and everything.
So good.
It's so good. You sort of miss it during the daytime. It's still there, but you don't quite sort of it's very easily spotted at night time, and yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
One of
Absolutely
the best
love it.
things I like to look at when it's nighttime is just a nice close-up view of the brake discs of different cars, just to see how they really act in the corners, because you get a much better view of how much they light up compared to if you're driving in a day.
So Bakita, purple lap, 6 seconds in front, absolutely storming away with the pros at the moment. Niparis doing very nicely in the pro class, up there at P7, and has 4 pros in between him and Salty Rod down there in P12. And Warren's had a great start. It was Shazran who led us away in the AM class after qualifying the front of that pack, but Warren has obviously had a really nice start and finds himself in P15 in the AM class. So, well, P1 in AM class, he's P15 overall. That's a great start from Warren.
He's driving a good race so far in that Honda. He's pretty sure he's the lead Honda as well. Well, there you
Do
go.
we have many Hondas racing? Yeah, Shazran's in a Honda, so he's not like he's the only one there. He's, yeah, doing very nicely in that car. Wouldn't mind having a crack at the Honda just quietly.
From memory, the Honda's actually quite alright around here.
But I mean, the Honda was quite alright around Bathurst too until they nerfed the crap out of it. Is it still the case?
Yeah, he got hit with the Nerf gun.
Oh, well, I mean, it's Nerf or nothing.
So there are 3 Hondas in this split. I think we only have 2 of them racing tonight.
That will be Warren and Shazran.
The other one is Sam Bugden. I think we've seen him out there, have we?
Don't think so.
We'll
No,
keep an eye
we're
out
probably
for him.
we're probably gonna have a few numbers missing over the course of the next 2 nights. Obviously, our hearts go out to everyone in Queensland, and obviously some internet issues occurring in Tasmania as well this week. It's just been a sad week for a lot of people. So yeah, we're probably missing a few of our regulars. And as I said, our hearts go out to everyone affected by the floods and everything else that's going on in the world right now. As I said, I don't really want to get too much into it, but goodness me, it just keeps on rolling along, does this decade. Just get out of COVID and why not have a war? Yeah, anyway, we'll do some pixel racing for now. Matt Niparis looking absolutely out of his place up here. Put him in pro class, goodness me. He's chasing down Megan D, who is absolutely rapid in her own right. Megan D coming up behind a blue flag car at the moment, so hopefully that blue flag does the right thing and, well, I'll tell you what, forces Megan to go really up the inside there at 130R, which is not ideal.
Adam Louis picked up 10 seconds for causing a collision on lap 7. The blue flag car is looks like it's it's just gone deep at
there it is on the grass waiting for everyone.
at Casio Triangle. I'm pretty sure that is just to let these cars through.
Very, very generous of that blue flag driver just to park themselves up there on the sand and allow everyone through. But this battle continues. We watch, as I said, Niparis looking very pacey, way out in front of any other Pro-Am and chasing down our pro drivers. Looking very nice in the 1.6 Motorsport OOR entry.
Doing a very good job so far as Matt Niparis. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him thrusted up into pro class at some stage. He's gotten quite a few of the Pro-Am wins in this split so far, and I reckon he has the pace.
I was about to say, are you guys angling to get a promotion?
I'm angling for a few promotions. There's a couple of different drivers I've spotted who I think could probably use with a promotion. We've certainly got one in Sprint Red. Valentini drives a McLaren. Valentini, if you're listening, you might get a tap on the shoulder pretty shortly because he's well and truly overdue for a promotion, I think. Yeah, a couple others who have just been knocking on the door and it's starting to show consistency as we enter into the later part of this season already, just quietly. What is this race 4, isn't it?
This is the 4th round, and I think there's
Out of
only
6.
6.
Yep, that's correct.
Blink and you will miss it. There goes your season. So consistency is key. I think Baldwin's been pretty consistent this season in his Lambro. Very much in the pointy end, as far as I can remember.
I mean, if we want to talk about consistency, we can talk about who's just set the fastest lap there, Phil for Vikita. You'd almost want to promote her into a class of her own at this point.
Can we do that? Her and O'Hara.
Vikita says no.
Wanted to just throw them up there in alien class or something.
The track has ticked over from fast to optimum last lap or two, so that's why lap times have kept improving.
Optimum track conditions in the middle of the night. You love to see it.
It's also interesting. The wind is 12 kilometers an hour,
and it's completely that's an
who's that
round.
facing the wrong way? Yeah.
That's Tom Kidman.
Hit or Nismo. I like that. Nice
I
little
have a
team there.
feeling that one was a bit more of a hit than a Nismo.
So what sort of effect does the wind play on the cars, the track? Does it just blow the weather in quicker? Hold that thought for 2 seconds, because this is going to be a little dive up into turn 1, I reckon. Who's that having a crack? And got it done pretty comfortably too. So Linton Wills now moves up into
P16.
P16. Nice little move up the inside of turn 1. Yeah,
So
wind.
just
And
like to point out that the current weather is full sun, according to the game up the top right hand corner next to the track condition.
That just means it's clear skies.
yeah, but you can draw a moon.
No. It clearly means that the sun is completely out at the moment. There is.
Yeah, I'm on Alex's side here. Surely they just drew a half-crescent moon and say it's night time. It's still clear. Look, the sparks fly up. I love that.
I'm pretty sure they have that in the game, but it's just not showing up here.
I'm not sure. I think the production budget didn't stretch that far.
No. You know what it is, right? It'd be a crescent moon on any other track but this one, because it is the land of the rising sun.
Yes, there you go. Slow clap.
JC, get out.
No, but back to the wind. It used to indicate how fast the weather was changing. Nowadays, I don't believe that is the case for probably several months, if not a year or so. It does affect the cars, just depends on the direction you're travelling at the time relative to the wind.
Well, I mean, isn't it 100 wind at the moment, not 12? Because I mean, it's obviously what's next to the arrow to the left, not the 12 to the right of it. Clearly.
Nah, look, I agree with you with the sun and the moon thing, but you've lost me there. It's not. It's a car. It's not a.
No. It's definitely definitely 100. What do you want about?
I can kind of see it now that you've mentioned it. Yeah, but no.
What I mean that there was one. I think there was one time that a commentator in one of these races got that bit confused. The 100 and thinking that the car was 100 and that was what the wind was.
Yeah, right. That's funny. I'd love to see a clip of that. We can see a penalty for Brad Robertson there.
Out of position on lap 0. Okay, so that seems a bit more like it compared to the penalty for Dan Hunter for speeding in the pits on lap 860.
There's just a little glimpse into the race that's still going next week at this point.
Megan D, 15 seconds for an unsafe rejoin on lap 1.
It's a spicy penalty. 15 seconds is a fair whack. Up there in P6 at the moment is Megan D, so she'll be looking to stretch her legs and build up a gap. Over the course of 33 minutes, you would expect her to get her legs going, and the gaps are building. There are some really big deltas out there. There's no one really battling at the moment, so there's a lot of distance between the drivers who have practiced this week and those who haven't. And I'd suggest there's a lot of people who have practiced in the sun, but not a lot who have practiced at night time, so those gaps really stretching out. There's old mate Shaquille getting a little penalty there for himself as well.
Back on the Megan D penalty. It's an unsafe rejoin, right?
Yep.
I just wonder. I mean, usually if it's an unsafe rejoin, you've crashed somewhere, right? But she's was in P6. So where was the unsafe?
I reckon she may have ran wide somewhere and came onto the track right into the path of another driver and caused them to have an accident.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe ran wide turn 1, or maybe skipped one of the S's or something. Yeah.
Could it have been Megan D that sort of started a lot of what happened at turn 1?
That was the 3 wide though, wasn't it? I think we got a replay of that, and there was a 3 wide, but it didn't end well.
Yeah, well, there were plenty of cars that went off at turn 1, so you never know.
Tell you what, the stewards are up and about though. The penalty's starting to roll in now. Simon Gorowski's got himself one. He's 10 seconds up there in P11.
Robertson's got another one.
Yeah, Robertson's built up a little tab of his own. So, yeah, they're starting to roll in now. Stewart's doing a good job, as always. Live stewarding during the sprint series, if you don't mind. Very nice work. Make sure everyone's getting their fair whack and keeping everyone in line. Tell you what, there's only half an hour to go now. We've done pretty well here.
Yeah.
It's gone quickly. Bryce in chat just saying, I wonder where we've seen someone go wide and come back right into another car. Yeah, I'm not sure where we've seen that before.
No, me neither. No, I've never seen anything like that at Paul Ricard.
We don't do that here.
The track with 2 first names, something like that. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It was like some last corner somewhere. I don't know.
Some guy, off in the distant past.
Yeah. Got an Apex named after him.
Can we please go back to Philippa? I just want to watch her do a lap. She's absolutely flying along. Although this is a nice little battle here too, just quietly. Megan D chasing down Jake Baldwin, so we'll stick here for a little bit. All right, yes, thank you, Racing. Noted.
We've been told.
Yep, understood.
Request denied.
we'll keep chasing Megan D here. And she comes up behind that very lime green livery. Very splice-looking Lambro. Noted. We love you, Alex. Bye, Lord. Race directing again tonight, as he always does. Noted. So has Megan D got the pace to pass Jake Baldwin?
It's going to be a bit of an ask, I reckon.
I don't think she's really racing Jake at this point with the 15-second penalty. Half distance race, you're going to be pitting soon, you're going to lose 15 seconds in the pits, so probably, unless the move is obvious, I reckon should be content to sit behind.
Whoa, here we go.
Very interesting.
Looked a little bit like server lag, maybe some Kunos things, because I think Baldwin went wide as well as Megan. It wasn't one car in particular that was lagging.
Jake was wall running.
Woofed. Never like to see that.
Always not a good thing to see, that is.
So that's the does Baldwin pit here with? I don't even know if he actually hit the wall or whether we just.
Nah, I think that was just our point of view with the server lag there that influenced that. So we see a few more drivers coming now. At the moment, Matt Niferus is leading the drivers who have pitted so far, as that is Varun Desai, who has just come out of the pits and really needs to let these guys go, and he does.
Yeah, beautiful blue flag driving. Love that. Hats off.
So I guess it becomes a question now of when we'll see the race leaders pit. 28 minutes to go. I mean, what do you think? You had a little safety car period at the start. Got someone teleported to the pits there. I think it was 292 maybe. And Bakita, obviously with the lead, she's got 13 seconds. She can just react to whatever Houlihan does a lap later. Dan Hunter though, 3.6 behind. What do you reckon? Would he try to come in and pull the undercut, you think?
I reckon he should maybe think about coming in, try and sneak into a bit of a gap somewhere.
Don't you think the Porsche would have the ability to put in a good time in the area and try to get past the Mercedes that way rather than trying to out-drag it on the straight somewhere.
Because we see a 5-second penalty from per Perkins for an infraction on lap 4 as Makita still out there setting purple laps now into the 58s.
Wow.
That is rapid.
As we see, Houlihan does pit, sorry.
I'm fairly sure that if Makita set that 58 in qualifying, that would have been the second fastest time.
The only driver faster than Makita is Makita at the moment.
Reynolds in the pits as well.
So yeah, a couple of pitters pitting in the pits, doing their pit stops.
Pitting in the pits, huh? That's very
Couple of pitters. That's quality commentary, what that is.
You see also
Pitting in the pits.
Brad Cook, Carl Jackson, and Aaron Salterod as we see.
Oh,
Bit of a look there. He will need to be careful. She's not really racing Baldwin much at the moment due to that 15-second time penalty.
Yeah, but I think Megan thinks she could be if she could just gap him and start to build a gap and get that pit stop done. Otherwise, she wants to throw it in the pit and try and undercut him or something, because I think she's clearly got enough pace to be pulling a gap to him, and she would be interested in potentially getting 15 seconds in front of him within the next half an hour. It's a big ask, obviously. Jake very quick in his own right, but Megan has been right up and inside this Lambo for a few laps now.
So we've been told by race control that they can confirm that there are pitters coming into the pits now. Pitters pitting into the pits. It's a bit of a mouthful.
I'm being mocked, but that's some of my finest work. I'm not sure where this is uncalled for.
Yeah, it was only fine. It wasn't great or anything. It was just fine.
Oh, that comes with the territory, JC. Years of being here, you get used to it and tune it out. Maybe one day you can even laugh along with them.
That's it. It's got to embrace it. I love it.
Makita's stayed out and Hunter's come in. These two are coming in together.
Oh, there you go. So, can Megan get a better pit stop, perhaps? Can she get off the
No,
track
because
earlier?
the 15 seconds.
Ah, yeah, of course. Right, yes.
I have a feeling she could have been using Baldwin as just a guide to try and get further up on Jaco boats, maybe. That was something pointed out by someone in chat. Let's see where all these drivers sort of come out. Be interesting to see where Hunter comes out in relation to Houlihan. Whether there's been much of a difference between lap times there. You see
Here comes
Houlihan coming out. And there's Hunter just coming out, so it's going to be a fairly similar gap to what it has been.
Yeah, still around that 2.5, 3 second gap. What do you guys think of the pit lane here? It's kind of a little bumpy. It's got that, you know, the steps down.
It's definitely a pit lane. It's quite wide compared to a lot of other pit lanes.
I haven't seen these bumps before. I've literally practiced
we
zero
have
pit stop here.
Big penalty
Ah,
here,
Jacko.
Jaco Boats. 10
Oh,
seconds
no.
for speeding in the pits on lap 16.
Oh, it is pretty bumpy, isn't it? Yeah, it's got these little rises and stuff. So are they the sort of things that can throw you off your pit box sort of thing? You got to be careful of those? Or...
Definitely.
Yeah, right.
You have a pit box right on the first section. We've got some levitating fuel boxes and pumps there. That's interesting. It
Where
is
else
cool.
Cool things.
I think there's this sort of setups. I think it's like Donington, perhaps, that this sort of thing. What's going on there? Yeah, you're right. They are levitating, aren't they? I think it's Donington where you can sort of do the same thing, where there's sort of little dips and rises and stuff you've got to be careful of. So, all right, noted. Thank you. I'll be very careful of that.
Yeah, it's one that you got to be careful you're not end up doing the old Versus Shame back into the pit box.
Oh, here's Bakita up behind some lap traffic here, so getting all sorts of caught up. Everyone doing nicely to sort of dive out of the way there a little bit. She's making her way past our 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th place drivers at the moment, so she's done a lot of lapping already. She is miles ahead. Thornton looked like he got a little bit crossed up there before the hairpin.
We have a look from boats on Whitbread.
Yeah,
Mr. Whitebread himself.
This is going to be interesting coming up at 130R too, because the Nissan's obviously got the pace in a straight line. The Lexus also coming up behind now too. So the Lexus, I think, will be looking to have a little look. No, it does it patiently. Thornton just waits all outside there in the grass. That's not where you turn in from. Who's up the inside?
Look at that, Megan D.
Megan D.
Out of nowhere.
Wow, out of nowhere, far out. Oh,
RKO
as well.
And
yes.
That's brilliant from Megan D. Now we've got Thornton alongside Whitbread.
Oh, take a breath. That'll go on the highlight reels this week. Megan D up inside of 130R. Wowee. Yep, Thornton getting the move there on Whitbread. Whitbread falling back a couple of positions now. Yeah, Whitbread was the one we were commenting on, just sort of on the grass up the straight coming into 130R, and obviously didn't get it turned in there at all. So went really wide at 130R, and we were watching him do that, and then, yeah, all of a sudden, Megan D, hello! All up in your mirrors.
Out of nowhere.
Oh, that's a bit wide there from Thornton.
See a replay of this.
We're going to see a replay of it, are we? Yeah, so this is coming out of Spoon.
So, it's that 3 cars there in front of it. Let's look at this one. Everyone's just, getting the touch on the brakes. Oh, absolutely!
Oh, that is right.
That's straight through the middle, like the seas have parted.
She just times it to perfection.
Drive around them like they're traffic cones, why don't you, Megan?
Someone cut that. That is a replay we'll be looking at all week long, I'm sure. Goodness me.
It's insane.
Let's move the race.
She's gotten ahead of Jaco, looks like, so up into the top 10 already after the 15-second penalty that was applied in the pit stop. And Kyle's gotten Whitbread's, and that means also Salterod got Whitbread earlier on in the lap. You got to think Whitbread will come in soon.
Well, speaking of Whitbread, he looked like he was going to go up the inside of Jackson there at 130R, but he didn't end up doing it. Jackson going pretty wide there, and that'll be a track cut if he was holding his pace. Pretty easy to get one on the outside there at 130R if you've got your foot planted.
So I can tell you what Whitbread's doing, Alex. He's doing the bender strat. You stay out for as long as possible, and then we talk about you and we show you on stream when you pit. As Megan D runs very wide into turn 1 and 2 there, and that's going to let Jacko Boats through again. All that hard work for Megan coming undone, but Boats has a 10-second penalty. So she'll have to pass him again.
I think crucially here they want to try and catch up to Nipris and get within the 10-second margin of Cook to try and look at that P7 or be P6 once Kranich pits. And yeah, looks like
Mega D up the inside of Jacko there. So those two switching positions again. Not sure if Jacko just lost a bit of pace coming out of the Dunlop curve there, but Mego went right up the inside. And I don't know what you're talking about. Paul Kranich is legitimately in P6. I'm not sure what you're referencing there. He's doing the proper bender strat. He's right up there as Paul Kranich. So Megan D making some excellent moves happen. Has the pace. Absolutely has the pace tonight. Just unfortunate, as she said, that penalty that she served in the pit stop sort of moved her back in the field a little bit. She was racing Baldwin before, so she's lost, as you said, 2 or 3 spots. But I have no doubt that she's got some racing left to do in these 18 minutes. She'll try and chase down Nipris and try and close that gap to Cook, who has the 10-second penalty. She'll get those spots back and could potentially still end up in P6 behind Baldwin.
That would be a very good result considering the night she's had. That was loose from...
That was a drift.
yeah, Jaco Boats in that clenched rectum car. That'll definitely be a bit of a clenched rectum for him
What are
there.
you doing with that? Yep.
That's his team name, is it?
Yeah.
It's Jacko.
As we
Yeah.
see a bit of a, hold on, we've got a move here from Warren on Petty Bridge, and the AM driver has managed to get it on the Pro-Am, and has further extended his lead in the AM class to Gabriel Lepuz.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
one. Just put him
Nice.
up there in Petherbridge mirrors, and Petherbridge said, "Oh, hello." Sort of wandered off track, and Warren kept it together nicely and took the spot. Very nice driving from the lead AM class driver. Another one who might be looking for a little promotion.
Oh, 100%. I mean,
Continues to carry on.
Some of that sort of driving where you just put the pressure on the car in front by putting yourself in the mirrors of the car ahead. You don't really see that too often from drivers in AM or Pro-Am. So seeing that shows that he's really thought about where he can go in the future, possibly into Pro class at some stage. But I'd say soon he'll be looking at a promotion to Pro-Am.
Yeah, well, we'll see probably at the end of the season now. I'd suggest the next time class changes. Obviously, no final series this time around, so no chance of being in AM finals, Pro-Am finals, things like that. So,
Oh, Jacko pretty wide again there.
Just seems to struggle a little bit through that.
But in saying that, like, we've seen him make a few little mistakes, and he's still right up there behind Megan, and is holding off Thornton. So he's clearly got the pace in the car, just making a few little errors that have brought him into this battle. But yeah, he's doing very nicely as Jacko. As I said, with that 10-second penalty, he'll be looking to make some moves, but I don't think he'll be catching Megan. And as we said, Megan chasing down Niporus for what is provisionally P7 once Paul completes his pit stop. Not the first time that Paul's done the Bender Strat. We watched him at I think it was 1 or 2 weeks ago, and he didn't pit till like the 7 or 8 minute mark. He was up there in P3 or P4 or something.
yep, was.
Yep. Seems to do the strategy quite often, does Paul. I mean,
Well, he's leading the Pro-Am class, so why not? He's up there in P7 overall. He's having a great race. No penalties, nice and clean. Glory to Ukraine. Love it.
So, just moving off topic very quickly, there's a bit of breaking news.
Oh,
Max,
here we go.
Max Verstappen and Red Bull have supposedly agreed to a 4-year contract extension or new contract, depends how it's worded, supposedly worth £50 million a year.
£50 million. Oh.
So 200 million
Whoa.
over 4 years for Max Verstappen. Supposedly new deal. It's been reported not by Red Bull or Max himself, but people close to the deal.
I've seen a lot of news sites cite that, so yeah. I mean, if it is true, then it will be the biggest contract deal in F1 history, I'm pretty sure. For a driver, not for sponsorship. For sponsorship, you have a lot more.
Yeah, it'll be the largest single contract from a team. I would say that Ferrari drivers' contracts would be worth more over that, because there were rumours that Vettel was getting 30 million from Ferrari plus 30 million from Philip Morris, but yeah, obviously from the team itself, that'd be the largest contract ever.
And that's not even adjusting for any other factors that go into it, like race wins or championships or
Bonuses,
whatever.
all that stuff.
So yeah, Max will be making some big money. He'll yeah, I don't know what he's going to spend it on though.
Oh, fancy houses, nice cars, never have to pay a bill ever again. All this sort of stuff.
Something like that.
Well, we've got a 10-second penalty for Nick Miller, another speeding in the pit lane one. So a few that have been caught up speeding in the pits. But looks like the race more towards the front has settled down a bit. 21 seconds between Bakita and Houlihan, 10 seconds between Houlihan, Hunter, and 14 seconds between Hunter and Reynolds. So
just want to point out 21 seconds to Houlihan.
yes.
Like that's, we watch these two at the front most, and she sort of pulls out maybe a 4 or 5 second gap on most tracks. She's clearly all over this track. Look at how quickly she's going through the S's. That is insanity. Absolutely throwing the car into those turns and is ready for the next turn before she's finished the last one. That is incredible to watch. Really obviously has a handle on this track. The Porsche is pretty strong here, as Ben just pointed out before we got going. Hunter obviously up there in P3 as well, so you've got 2 Porsches in the top 3. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we are watching absolute quality. We, as I said, only sort of watch her pull out 10 seconds most races to the end. With 12 minutes to go, she is already 22 seconds clear. That is absolutely nuts.
I mean, what do you do if you're Houlihan? You know, you just not much you can do really, other than say, "Yep, well done, fellas, but you had it." you know, like you just can't compete with that.
Yeah, if you're Houlihan, you take the points with P2 and happy with it, I guess. Not really being challenged by Hunter, who's 10 seconds behind. I guess you just got to be really careful you don't get into blue flag trouble and have any incidents there, but obviously all our sprint drivers pretty handy with their blue flags, as we watched Philippa go past the blue flag, who probably could have done better to get off the line and allow Philippa through with the best line into 130R, but it was okay, it was alright, so it's fine, it was fine. But no, it's that if you're Houlihan, you just got to tuck in and say thanks for P2, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Bakita's just on another level in this race, isn't she? She's just nailing every corner, it seems, and yeah, just can't really do much about there if you're Houlihan.
One thing that I'll just visit quickly that has played out since the start, we saw several drivers pit on a slap after the safety car. I mentioned that Rob Wenzel in number 38 was the lead car of those who pitted. At that stage, he now finds himself up in 15th position.
Suma!
Yeah, Soma, that alternate strategy of pitting early, at this stage seems to have worked out all right for him.
He'll be third in class soon. At this stage, once Whitbread pits.
Yes, it's been a good drive from him. We haven't seen much of it, obviously, but he's obviously picked his way.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he got caught up in the incident at the start and got sent pretty much right to the back. So he's having a really, really good drive.
Oh, cheeky little hint there. Was this Megan D up the inside? Oh, it was, and she forced Nippers to take a really poor line through the triangle.
But D couldn't quite get the exit because there was a big Nissan in the way.
Giant big Nissan bump. So run up to turn 1, perhaps. Nah, Nissan power probably going to get the job down the straight, but she's been within half a second for 3 or 4 laps now, and hang on, that is after the inside. She does go. Ambitious.
Into turn 2, that is very well executed by
beautiful.
Megan D.
Not done.
But she's got about, I'd say, 5 laps to try and get within 10 seconds of Cook.
She's a walking highlight reel tonight, is Megan D. Absolutely banging in the overtakes. Love it.
So we see the white bread come into the pits now, and that sees Wenzel move up in the P3 in Pro-Am, but Matterford is 5 seconds back, so could see a little bit of a late shake-up there.
Is it white bread or wheat bread?
Good question.
I'd say Whitbread. There's no E in there.
No, if you go on a Subway, do you get white bread or wheat bread? I don't know what you're talking about. I get rye, by the way. If you go on a Subway, get the rye.
Italian herb or nothing.
Yeah, Italian herb. Gotta have the Italian
it is
herb.
very popular Italian. Everyone likes to pick the cheese off the top before they eat the sandwich.
Really?
Why?
I've never seen anyone do that.
Why?
Everyone who tells me they get the garlic and cheese, what is it? The garlic and cheese? What is it? The Italian herbs.
Italian herbs cheese, yeah.
They all say I just do it because I can pick it. It is Italian herbs in chat. Yeah, they all pick the cheese off the top before they eat the.
Why? There's no.
I've
Why?
never
I don't
seen
eat the
anyone do
Italian.
that.
No, I don't eat it. I eat rye, so it's nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you. I'm just reporting back on what.
Yeah, understand. Who are these people, JC? We're going to need names. We're going to need addresses. We're going to need profile information. These people need an intervention.
Ryan Houlihan has a drive-through penalty.
Go!
Track limits. Oh dear. He's also lost a lot of time at Dan Hunter, so
We were saying before, what do you do if you're Houlihan in P2? We should have said, don't get a drive-through. We let him down.
Yeah.
maybe he's made a mistake somewhere and that's given it to him. I'll have to check the replay.
That's our fault. We've absolutely ruined this man's race by not suggesting that he shouldn't get a drive-through when he's in P2. So where's that? That's going to drop him a long way back. There's only sort of, you know, the 17-second gap there with Reynolds, obviously, but other than that, everyone's very close. So a drive-through is probably going to send him back to P11, P12.
You know, someone's race we haven't ruined at the moment is Brad Cook. He's having a great race at the moment in P6. Sounds like he got the drive-through exit of turn 2, which is a fairly easy spot to get it. So I don't blame Houlihan for making the mistake. It's easy to do around here, but it's just really unfortunate.
That's if that's what he's been doing, then no wonder he's got a drive-through.
Looks like his bonnet's popped up there as well.
Yeah, just slightly.
So he potentially come across like the wall somewhere. That might be worth cameraman having a look at. Just also very quickly this medal here from North's perspective. We had the poll going earlier in the chat. Great to see 49 votes in it. And the question was, what's best spread over JC's body? It was strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, or pistachio. And pistachio narrowly edging out the victory in that one.
If you answered that question, anyone in chat, just DM me. I'll give you my address, and we'll see if you actually want to come and follow through on that. Because I'm down.
I mean, I'll probably just throw a few pistachios on you.
How does pistachio beat chocolate, though? Don't get me wrong, pistachio's nice, but chocolate's just chocolate.
That's the thing, though. It's what's best spread. As we
Right, here we go. Here's the replay. This is what we want. What's happened here? Oh, it's not a blue flag, is it?
Please no,
No,
please.
no, that looked okay. That's fine.
Oh, he just got loose on the exit, a spoon.
Oh, that's a big hit.
Oh dear. So yeah, why did he get the drive-through is the question. Maybe surely that wasn't a track cut.
It probably wouldn't have been a track cut, but he may have cut the Casio triangle trying to come in, or maybe cut 130R on his way because of the understeer from the damage.
Yeah, so must have been already sitting on 3 warnings, got the damage, and yeah, I think 130R is the one that we saw him cut the triangle, but he already had the drive through at that point. So yeah. Anyway, really out of the hairpin, Kyle Jackson around the outside of the hairpin, maybe. Well, there's no grip out there. Nope, that's not how that gets done. It's up the inside of the hairpin, if at all, and even then, yeah, it's just risky up there because I said there's one really, really good line through the hairpin, and the rest of the lines are. I thought
for a minute that Jaco was going to be going right into a wall, but that just looked like a bit of lag from.
Yeah, saw that as well.
A bit scared for a minute. But at the moment, with Houlihan's misfortunes, he's now down into P6 in between Cook and D. It's now a Porsche 1-2 with car 1 and car 3 1-2.
Look, and Hunter, mate, you're letting the team down. Why aren't you car 2?
Well, I mean, to be fair to him, he was in 3rd before.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, I mean, do we have a car 2 in this split?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for Bakita, then he would be 1, 2. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So, add them together and divide them by 2 is 2.
You get 7.
What?
I
1 plus
don't know.
3 divided by 2, you've lost me. That's not 7, it's 2. Anyway, no, I'm just trying to find ways to make that a 2. It's all good. Porsche 1-2. Love it. Nice work. Bakita and Hunter. Tell you what, Jacko's got the pace. This man has been all over the back of a couple of cars already. And we've seen him make a few errors, which have just sort of thrown him back in the field a little bit. And obviously that 10 seconds is going to hurt him as well. But he's got the pace here. So he might be a little bit disappointed with his result tonight based on the way he's handled his car.
Something I reckon we should keep an eye on is the gap between Cook and D. I think based on my calculations at the moment, it's about 11.3 seconds.
What an excellent race from Cook. Absolutely flawless.
Yeah, he's having a really, really nice race here. Is Brad Cook. It will be a shame if it will to be all thrown away now.
It'd be a dead set shame.
But
it won't
anyways, the gap at the moment, we'll just see where there's any change between Houlihan and Cook. It's 3.7 seconds between Houlihan and D. It's 5.7, so it's now under 11 seconds. It's teetering around that 10-second mark. This is going to be interesting right to the finish. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's 9.4 seconds. So, based on current situations, if D stays where she is, she will get ahead of Cook post-race. Yeah, 9.6 seconds.
Tell you what, Nipper's got an excellent exit out of the triangle there. He absolutely left Thornton and Boats in the dust. So he's nice and safe into turn 1. I thought the Lexus coming out of the triangle might just get him because he was close, but goodness me, the traction he got in that Nissan tore away.
Something else that's got come into the battle for P5 is Baldwin, because Cook is right behind Baldwin here. So if Baldwin just doesn't quite have the pace compared to Houlihan or D, then Cook could lose a few positions, although 5.3 seconds, 3.7 seconds, so it's down to 9 seconds, pretty much exactly. So if Cook wants to hold that position, he's got to get past Baldwin quickly.
Well, he's a quality driver having a quality race, so if he was to get anything done, I'm sure he'll do it soon. See how he handles Spoon here. Doesn't quite get it pointed into the apex there. Gets on the gas between the two corners, which you've got to do. And then runs nice and wide out there, so he got a good exit, but Baldwin looked very smooth through that. So, don't think he's close enough to get anything sort of happening. As long as he gets 130R here right, though, he might have a little chance to go up inside of first of the triangle corners. No, not even close. Baldwin just doing all the right things, making no errors, no locking of brakes, no crossing of wheels.
It's going to be a real task for Cook at this point. He's got 1 lap to go, and the gap between him and D is 8.7 seconds. It's going to be difficult for the Michael Massey Motorsport driver now.
I think it's gone, that position.
Meanwhile, we've got battle further back between was that Thornton and Nippers, and then further back you've got Boats and Jackson. Or it looks like we've got a bit of side-by-side further back between the two McLarens. Looks like Boats has held on maybe just a little wide, but Kyle can't get up the inside there, so he'll have to hold on through sector 1, just try and stay as close as he can. So too will Thornton, as we see, oh, Bakita's coming across the line soon.
Yeah, everyone's like 3.5 laps behind. Goodness me, nice work, Bakita. Easy P1 for you tonight. Dominant. But this is the battle we want to see. This is Cook trying to find a way past Baldwin so he can stretch that gap out as much as he can and hold on to as many other positions as possible.
You know, with Houlihan's damage, D might take a top 5 finish here.
Well, it'd be well and truly deserved, honestly. Based on some of the incredible moves she has pulled tonight, that'd be well deserved.
We'll see what the difference in terms of speed is on the straight, but Houlihan is right there. If she can just nail these corners, she might have a chance, as we see Dan Hunter come across soon for P2.
Nice work, Dan. Neapolitan P2. Around 130R they go for the last time. Cook just not close enough to get anything done past Baldwin, but we watch to see how the results shake out behind if he can hold on to any positions. Nice work, Ashlyn.
I reckon we should jump back to D, or she got very close. She might have a run going on the start-finish straight though, because the line is later on. Can she steal it at the death?
Well, I'll tell you what, she got the run. Oh, a little bit of netcode got me excited. I thought she was going to get it, but Houlihan hangs on there.
Just by less than 1/10 of a second. And Cook almost got Baldwin as well. Another less than 1/10 of a second there too.
Very close. Tell you what, Jackson got a great run out of the last corner. What happened there between those two? He looked like he was going to teleport past them.
He almost got past Thornton.
Yeah. So it was, yeah, Reynolds comes home in P3. Nice podium for him. And then Baldwin came across in P4. Cook behind him, obviously with a 10-second penalty. Houlihan, D, Niparis, Jackson. Jacko won't hold on to P10. He'll fall down a couple, and Salterod's up there. Jacko drops to P12, so Jackson gets P10. But, yeah, story of the night, Philippa Bakita finished 3.5 days in front of everyone else in an hour-long race.
How dominant was she tonight? Just
Chuck
amazing.
Norris levels of pace.
47.9 seconds.
That's an absolute shellacking. Bakita P1, Hunter P2, Porsche 1-2. Nice work from them. And Reynolds comes home in P3 in the Nissan. Niparis, very nice again tonight for the Pro-Am victory. Not his first, won't be his last. Salterod P2 and Suma in P3. And for the AM class, Warren again doing very nicely in the AM class. Plonks himself in P1. Gabriel Laputz in P2. And Mo Chazza and Redzar, after qualifying in the AM class position P1, comes home in AM class position P3.
Well, talk about an interesting race. It got exciting there at the end with the penalties coming into play, and also just some really close battles there.
Yeah, it was good the way. It was good the whole way throughout. Like the first half an hour disappeared quicker than you could imagine. We looked at the clock and there was halfway through the race.
It's gone.
And yeah, as you said, that last half of the race was quite spicy. And hats off to Megan D for a couple of highlight-worthy overtakes and a couple others as well. So nice work, Split Yellow. Excellent work again from you. We cross over to, I want to say Split Green is what we're up to.
This one is Split Green, and I think that is my cue to get going once more.
Love you, Alex. Excellent work again from you tonight. Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
It's always a pleasure commentating these races, especially considering how good they are.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us, Alex. Much appreciated as always, and we'll catch you again next time.
Will do. Thanks for having me. Stay up.
And of course,
Who's this here?
that means
Who's this?
we're watching on TV.
No, someone's just popped into the booth. Who is it?
Well, you see, a lot of people don't know this about him,
Right.
but there was an internet outage in quotation marks in Tasmania this week. He was actually having surgery to remove his third nipple, but keep that between you and me.
All right, no, noted. I'll keep that between you and me.
Welcome, Neil Alexander Moloch. I can't hear him. He's very quiet.
This is my first time. I've just dropped my microphone on the ground and got listening.
You've taken him by surprise. You've revealed his secret, not for the first time. How many times have you had that nipple removed is my question.
Tasmania,
At least 4
it wasn't
times.
a nipple. I'll be back in a second.
Adriel Sia on screen, debutant tonight. Very, very quick driver. Very interested to see how he goes. So, gets drifty around Degner too. I tell you what, welcome to Sprint Series. Show off if you don't mind. Very quick in our F1 series. Has demonstrated that he's very, very quick in an F1 car. So, looking to see how he goes here in the Aston. Surprised by the Aston pick, just quietly. He likes a very aggressive sort of. I thought he'd be sort of like a Porsche man. So, I'm interested to see how he goes in the Aston. He's had a couple of rookies races already and has been up there in the standings.
there
But
you
yes, Sprint Series is a whole different kettle of fish. So it's all about consistency, obviously, in racecraft and respecting other drivers and giving them space and whatnot. So as I said, he's demonstrated that in the F1 Series. Let's see how he goes here tonight. So we'll be keeping a special little eye on Adriel.
You love to see people making the step up from the Rookie Series to the Sprint Series. That's what it's all about. Getting people involved, getting them getting them confident in the car as well. A lot of people who have a little hesitant at first, say, oh, I don't want to crash into people, I don't want to cause problems for other people. And that's exactly what the Rookie Series is for. Chuck you all out there in a stress-free environment, just get used to driving the car, have a bash around, have some fun. And then when you're confident, you can come out here like Adriel is and race with all the quick people.
Speaking of rookies, while I got you here, not that you're a rookie, but you obviously know a lot of our rookies, and you're well and truly a man that I trust with your opinion. So, and if there's any rookies out there in chat, let me know. What do you think about streaming one of the rookies' races as sort of like a curtain raiser to, let's say, a Sprint Series race or the last Sprint Series race of the season, or something like that, just to sort of get them amongst it and maybe test out that. If I don't know, I just figured that
Age is showing here, mate. We used to stream the rookie races as a curtain raiser to the final series.
Oh.
And then we decided, well, maybe let's, not put the spotlight directly on the rookies. Let's get them involved and have the support races. So then we have the support races to curtain raisers. So it's not just, oh my gosh, suddenly we're being streamed. We're just racing with other people, get them involved in that as well. Just sort of bed them in bit by bit, and that's how that evolved.
You know what? That's perfect, actually, with the support races, because then they get to choose whether or not they're on stream or not, and the guys who aren't comfortable with it don't participate. So
yeah, exactly.
That's a much better way. So I'm glad that is already, well, it's already occurred. It's not even an idea of mine. I'll shut up. Thought I was being clever. I thought that was good. It's already been done. Nowhere near.
Great to have multiple ideas bouncing around.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah, it does sound better. Diabol's in chat was saying your mic was soft a bit before. Also, hello Jan. Hope you're doing well. Go
Hello Jan.
Gibbo. Yes, go Gibbo, that's for sure.
Jan, she's our nan. Got nothing else, but that was good enough.
That's good from you. Good contribution.
No, Jan, she's my nan. No one's stealing her. Except Gibbo. Gibbo's allowed. So chocolate and pistachios going on your body, JC. When we doing this?
Can we do both?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm down.
Fuck yes.
Well, that was quick.
Oh, we're not
are
in
we
for
live?
seasonal
Are we
spiders.
live? Oops. Don't know if ice cream smearing's doable on YouTube. You get away with it on Twitch. You can do anything on Twitch.
Hello, you can just have it right after the hot tub stream.
I'll tell you what, it's about 40 degrees in this office. And I don't know why.
40 degrees. Tasmania's never been over 21 degrees in its entire existence.
Confirmed a lie, mate. Confirmed lie. You wouldn't know heat, mate, unless you came down here and stood in the sun for 20 minutes in the middle of summer. You'd be burnt in two.
So what's that, like 28?
Stupid. You're a twat. So what you're saying is you'd rather get smeared in ice cream down here because it won't melt?
That's, yeah. That's actually not a bad way of looking about it. Yeah, ice cream down in Tasmania would probably be much tastier than it would in, say, Queensland, where it's quite warm. Although that's probably not appropriate this time because it's not particularly sunny up there at the moment.
Malik's bike is already dialed in for the race start. It's been a while since I've done an ACC race start.
Oh, look, mate, your history with Split Green goes back a long way. There are countless clips out there.
Yeah, I can't deny that, that's for sure. Some good content, some poor content, either way. I think we all got a laugh out of it. What he's saying is you want me to commentate the start of this race?
Yes, absolutely nothing will go wrong. It'll be perfect and everyone will survive.
Alright, I'll do the first.
Just like Brad Robertson's last race. It was perfect. He finished up there in P5. That's a sexy looking drift there from George
I love
Powell.
how long it took
Big
you
drift.
to realise they were going slow.
Yeah, my bad. I rely on what I see.
Stuck in
Race
third
control let me down.
Look, race control had a moment.
Understandable. It works hard, does race control. Gibbo flies out of the box here for qualifying, first on track.
One of the 27 Kovacs racing cars. Big garage now, just Kovacs.
Yeah, mostly it's...
I want confirmation that they're all triple vaxxed.
we never got that, did we?
Frauds. We can't count the 2 now. The booster must count. So Kovacs,
Oh,
let us know.
I'm sure there'll be someone. There's someone. Actually, there's a lot of them racing here, just quietly. But they're mostly in split red tomorrow. It's a big Kovac split, is split red. That's where you find all the double vaxxed and triple vaxxed action. 9:30 tomorrow night. Here's another one. Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre. That is the most French-sounding South African name you can have. I want to know what his parents, like their parents, were thinking. John's got John. That is fairly Australian, if I'm being honest. Down the line, straight bat, 4 runs type of name. Jean-Pierre is a fine little leg glance. Little flick off the hips. What are your thoughts on the names? Who got the better one?
Oh, man, it really depends.
Oh, yeah, it's a good question. JP
Who's
is a
first?
great nickname.
Who's it, John?
Sugar, someone let me know. Yeah, I don't know the answer. Who's older? Actually, I think I'm gonna take a stab and say John is older than Jean-Pierre.
Dude, because if John's older, you just know straight away.
I thought the older one gets a better name.
Jean-Pierre was bullied in school. Absolutely. Mercilessly bullied.
John or John?
Bullied right up until he went through puberty, because he's about 180 kilos and he'll literally walk on top of you, so I wouldn't bully him. Jesus Christ.
Who's what? Who's 150 kilo?
Jean-Pierre is huge. He was a weightlifter and he's a massive man.
Fuck, he ain't 150, I guarantee it.
Well, it was an exaggeration, Neil.
Are you sure? So JP here, 3 tons 7, coming around the S's.
It's extra aerodynamic downforce type setup. That's why that Lexus is a little bit slower in a straight line, but looks very good through the S's there.
Oh, there you go. John's in chat just smashed our story over the fence.
Thank you, Babby. John is older.
That's what you got out of that. There's the next one. Do you see the next one? JB's about 125. Well, 25 kilos is a lot of weight.
Muscle mass.
All right, who do you reckon? Oh, I'm not even going to mention weight. That just seems like I'm. How much?
Is it Gendre though? Is it Gendre or is it Giandre? How do you pronounce that? Because that's what I'm calling you from now on.
Gendre. Oh.
That is the most gangster name I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it is. I think you should use Gendre.
Gendre. That's amazing. What a name.
Oh, David Rivera with the... What is that? What are these things?
I've always been interested in what these are. I figured they're just like... No, I'm not going to.
You can. JC uninvited to... I was like, okay, JC, I do want to make fun of you.
Hey! No!
I don't want to make fun of you. So out of all the things in Japan, you're most interested in the rice.
I am. I absolutely love rice. I'm uninvited to the rice farm. That's not what I want to hear.
You shouldn't have got an invite.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually a little
Maybe the salmon farm?
The nuclear power plant. I don't know.
Yeah, salmon is also very good.
I'm more
nuclear
of a tuna
salmon.
Man. I like tuna salmon. Tuna salmon. I like tuna. Or swordfish.
You know what?
God, that sounds wanky.
Swordfish isn't bad. You know what really happened here though? The rice is the first thing that came to mind. It was like, no, I can't go there. I can't talk about anime women. I can't do that. I can't expose myself. Right? What can I say? Rice. I love rice. That's exactly how it played out in JC's head.
I like my rice.
Oh my God, you're onto me.
Look, you could have gone cars. Japanese cars are just...
I don't like Japanese cars.
What?
No, I don't like Japanese cars.
You drive a fucking Suzuki, mate.
I do drive a Suzuki.
Where's that
I never
from?
thought about that.
Where's that from?
Japan.
Why?
I didn't go into the Suzuki dealer and was like, give me a Japanese car, man. No, I bought it because it's fast and zippy. I didn't buy it because it was Japanese. No, I don't like Skylines.
There's holes in your story.
Every man and his dog wants a Skyline, and I was like, no, I don't
Mate,
really
Skylines
like
are worth a mint. If you've got a Skyline, you're a fucking god. I've got the closest thing to a Skyline that's not a Skyline. Don't you like my car? That's an offence.
There's nothing wrong with it, Diabolos. We're getting picked on here. Man.
Not taking you for a drive anymore.
Nissan's Japanese, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it?
You just
Even though
talked
they're
about
like-
Skyline.
Right, yeah, of course. Right, yeah. Nissan Skyline. Of
Doesn't
course,
like
yeah.
Japanese cars, has a Suzuki. You heard it here first, chat. What do you drive, Bender? Besides me,
Mazda.
crazy. What?
A Mazda.
Mazda. Where's Mazda from? Is it
That'd be
Su-
Japanese something. Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Closest thing to a Skyline that's not a Skyline. Well, have a guess what it is. Ron, do you want 2 minutes? That is close up the top. 18 thousandths. I do have a VL. It isn't a turbo, but that's not the car. That's not my daily. That's my keep on blocks in the sheddy. Zervik goes quicker. Same here, Virtus. Good friend of mine's got a GTR R32, which, when fixed and going, is worth about 150, 180,000. He bought it for 20 something.
Yeah, but when fixed and when it's going, it being the operative words.
Oh, he's got all the parts. He just got to build it or rebuild it, which you don't have to spend $180,000 on. He's probably done that already.
I mean, I know a couple of mates who rebuild cars, bikes. They've always got 3 or 4 on the go at once, and they never have any really going.
That's just a good hobby. If you've got the money. It's a pit in other things. How deep down the rabbit hole do you want to go? With cars like that, it's pretty deep. Do you have fluffy dice, JC?
No, I don't have fluffy dice in my
Fluffy.
Suzuki Swift.
Oh, well, I'm going to buy some.
I have
you
a
got-
couple
you
of
got a unicorn,
stickers that I
surely.
regret. No, there's no unicorns. She's not allowed near my car with her sticker collection. They're bloody everywhere else that you can imagine. But no, I do have a couple of stickers on the Suzuki that I regret, but other than that, there's nothing else on there.
Oh, back to the closest thing to Skyline. VL's RB30. No RB30s originally in any Skyline. Got RB20, 25, 26. Actually, there was oh, there's a McLaren going around the mother screen. Got an
Tell you what, I'm enjoying the battle for P1 here in qualifying just quietly. Last race we saw, I think it was Houlihan put in the quickest lap originally, and then it was just bang, bang, bang Philippa. Whereas here we've seen the lead change a couple of times. Jacoman had it, and then Page pinched it, and then this man here in his Aldi Audi got it.
Bang.
Now Jacoman's got it back, so they just keep improving. There's still a minute to go.
What do I keep seeing? I don't know. They're just some bot things that come up on YouTube. YouTube, we've got to kind of remove them ourselves, as there's no bots to help us. Like Twitch is a bit different because you can pick it up pretty quick. Ben Crab says, piss he didn't pull the trigger on a gold NER 210 or so. Gold, what's that? I should know by the sounds of that. What's your daily driver, chat? Let's talk cars while we're waiting for qualifying to come to a conclusion.
Someone else out there has a Suzuki Swift.
Look, Suzuki Swift isn't that bad. Especially Ryan John doing a bit of a drift there.
Is that a 34 bit?
I know someone who intentionally bought a Nissan Cube. They didn't win it as some sort of prize in a Christmas wrap or anything. They actually went out there and said, "Yep, I want to buy a Nissan Cube."
No, that's embarrassing.
We are no longer friends.
Love you, Maurice. That's why I love you. That's why you and I are good friends, because you confirm for me the Swifts are dope. Spot on. Gibbo approved. Hello. Up there in P7 now. Nice lap from him.
Yes, Benny, that would have been a steal back then. Oh, they're worth stupid amount now. Whole lot of Skyline R35s onwards, I think. From now on, a ban from Australia with this new side crash rule they've got. A lot of cars got banned from their new designs, which is unfortunate. Katana is also all blacked out. What's that?
Hey, Cookie's in chat. Just
Oh,
come
yeah.
straight in here after Split Yellow, if you don't mind.
Hey, Cookie.
Nice work from you in Split Yellow. Good race.
One thing good about a cube is it's already in its crushed form.
Your car has been crushed into a cube. You have 10 minutes to move your cube.
Is El Grande, is that a Nissan like people mover? I've seen some of those things zoom
I
up
think so.
with the old Ortec hit or something like that. It's pretty funny. No one's guessed my car yet.
Am I allowed to guess?
No, you know it. You conceived your third child in it, mate.
Not yet. Not yet. But we'll get the pistachios and chocolate out and we'll make it happen.
Whoa, that's an interesting...
Transition from day to night. Yeah.
No, they just decided to keep the camera there. Boom.
Disappointingly, there is no rain.
Oh, definitely something for a house.
So who's in front there? Jacoman or Duong? I think it's
Jacoman.
Jacoman. Who's going to lead us down into turn 1?
Boom. Oh, jeez. I'm going to guess Gion gets him at turn 1. It's going to be the cleanest lap you've ever seen. I'd love to do a full electric car. Yeah. I like the thoughts of them. I like the concept, but I don't know. There's just something about burning fossil fuels that I really enjoy. And the noise. Call me a...
Yeah, the noise
An anti-greenie.
is what separates it, isn't it? Yeah.
My brother's recently just bought a Tesla. Hasn't arrived yet, but well,
Oh.
shut up about it.
Look, I saw a Tesla accelerate away from a
that's
red light.
ridiculous. It's
It's incredible
disgusting.
seeing it in real life. Like, you watch them on Top Gear or whatever, and you think, oh yeah, that's pretty quick. And you sort of understand the process of why it goes quick, and, you know, there's no delay between the combustion and whatever, and it's, oh yeah, that's all well and good. But seeing it in real life, that they are absolute rockets. It's ridiculous.
Yep. 1100 horsepower Audi. Oh, that was R8. There's a few videos on YouTube. They drag the top of the range Tesla. I think that's the only thing that I've seen in the video so far that's beaten it. Like super twin turbo 1100 horse. Yeah, it's crazy. Those Teslas are just the weight distribution because there's no engine anywhere. It's just a battery at the floor. 4-wheel drive. Whew. Goodbye. Speaking of sex on wheels, look at that Maserati.
Maserati.
I'm busting for a drink. Actually, is that the right terminology?
Not quite, but I rated it. I'm feeling it.
I'm quenchy for it. No, not even. Oh, Yasmin, welcome to the stream, Yasmin. Now you can. Oh, never mind. You've been yeeted off into oblivion by Moritz quicker than I could blink.
Moritz is all over it. Yeah, he loves them. He smites them red hot. He beats me to most of them.
Well, no one else wanted to share what car they drive, so I'm just going to assume everyone drives a Beetle.
Yeah, come on, chat. What car do you drive?
What's your number plate?
Diabol's has been out there looking
us
for
your VIN
full
number.
electric cars.
Oh, okay.
What do you currently drive?
We'll play a better game. How about we guess the car that people drive? How's that sound? Jan Tully, she's Mazda 6. She's got Mazda 6 written all over her. Ford Focus, Haval, Prius. I don't believe you there, Stuart. If anyone says Hyundai Getz, sorry, but you're being yeeted.
Do you live in the city, Diabolos?
Golf GTI is sex. Yes, same with you, Corey Sweet. I was wrong. I've let my whole family down. Skoda. Too many Skodas where I am. It was an RS4 that I got a ride in not long ago. That thing was a weapon. Cupra. Bender, I'm assuming you're sending photos of your car to me?
No, mate.
Okay.
Pretty sure I've showed you before anyway. Mazda 6, red, sedan.
Yeah, you have. I'm just staring, yeah.
What red thing is he showing you photos of then? I'm curious.
Oh, I can't tell that on stream, mate.
Is it covered in chocolate pistachios?
That's
we'll
fair enough, Stu.
it gets here.
Yaris was my next guest, Jan. Nice. Yeah, my favourite two brands, well, was Holden, because my dad otherwise would choke me out if I didn't say that, but Nissan or Toyota. I've actually owned 3 Nissans so far.
Close those gaps, split green. Let's go. Looking good. Nice and shabby. Nice straight lines.
What's in the
Not
background
a lot of
there?
nasty gap. There's a huge gap out the back there between the midfield.
Alright, do you want me to call the start?
Yeah, mate, that's what we've all been waiting for.
Alrighty. Let's party like it's season 4. Alright, split green, round 4 at Suzuka. It is a sprint race of 60 minutes, 0 safety cars, 0 incidents as we wait for greens.
Well, there we go.
We wait with bated breath. The start finish is in the middle of this straight, which is unusual. Because we wait and we wait and we're away. Nice even balanced start there. As you can see, the cars just pull out. Those lights on this track at night time look absolutely splendid. There's 3 wides. That never ends well, but it has somehow. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. Yes, it has. It's been fine. David Barker, take your hat off. Change your undies. There's a car off track there. It looks like an Audi. This is so far so good. Through the S's isn't easy. We'll go straight through the back to get to the front. Luca has just decided to yeet off into the distance. This is very poor start here from split green. Very, very, very disappointed. Maybe the Degners will bring some joy to the curse world. I really despise Degner 1. That corner can get it in the bin.
Wait, really? You
Yep,
prefer
hate it.
Degner 1 to Degner 2?
No, I said I hate Degner 1.
Sorry, you prefer Degner 2 to Degner 1. Yeah, I got
Yep.
mine backwards. That's my fault.
That's alright. You sit
Right,
back down.
no, I will, thank you. No, I love Degner 1. Degner
Nah,
2's crap.
Stupid. But this is pretty good from split green.
Yeah, nice
Much
work,
cleaner
split
than
green.
split yellow. Buy a Swift, thank me later. I'll take things I won't do for 4,000 thanks. Luca Giacome, he's off. Jean-Pierre. I'm pretty sure that's Jean-Pierre. Yeah, it is. Not too far back. Ryan Jung had a slower start than I expected. JP's got him off the line pretty nicely. Gendray, P4, never going to not say that. Cervix, David Bale, I think I was Barker, we're going to look at upgrading. Wow, that's a bit of a mess. But no brooms required. Lap 1, very, very decent.
Nice and tidy. Yeah.
You must be, you're JC, you're the curse, so you
No,
can
I
call
don't
lap
curse
2.
people, mate.
Off
Hey,
you
I
go.
get everyone through nice and
prove it.
cleanly. That's my
Full
job
lap.
here.
Full lap,
as
here
we
you go.
watch. It's Harding and Hignett. I trust these drivers to get through turn 1 cleanly, as well as Barker, who's already demonstrated that he's very fast this season. I see nothing occurring, especially here into the S's, where all of these drivers will avoid getting into each other's rear quarter. I am enjoying watching that little line of McLarens chase each other around. Barker, I tell you what, up there in P11 from the AMP class yet again. He is another one who is looking for a little tap on the shoulder and a promotion because he is absolutely flying this season. Love that from him. But yeah, this little line of McLarens looking very tidy here through the S's and up through Dunlop and into what is a great corner, Degner one. Rounded that one pretty cleanly and missed the apex. I would have thought that one back there. I'm not sure who that was, maybe Hamanto, but nice and tidy up into the hairpin. Here's Johan.
Did I say Gendry before? It was actually Johan.
Yeah,
My
I was going to leave you.
apologies.
I was going to let that roll along
I
as
just
long
saw
as
the
I could.
flag, and it's getting in my brain now that.
You were going to call him Gendry for the entire race. I was going to allow that.
Nah, I picked it
That
up
would have
early.
been funny.
I've just been dying to say the word.
It's a great name. Andy Bishop for the Race Factory.
Overall, though,
Reynard,
pretty good start. Only 3
or Reynard going pretty wide there. Oh, I had to
further
correct
back.
it. I wonder if he managed to hold it and get it going again. And he did. Rejoins as well as he can.
Nothing wrong with that.
I think we missed the rejoin. We're up here following Bart Shervitz chase Johan around. Luca, a couple of purple laps already. So he's starting to stretch his legs. Duong's got past Page at some point. So he retakes his position in P2, but is now 2.5 seconds shy of Shikoman.
Didn't
So
see that.
Page... Did we?
No, we didn't.
Oh, right. Page settling into P3 with his Kovac's teammate Johan behind him in P4. The two Lexus in P3 and P4. Bart Shervitz looking very tidy in P5. So what, Bartlett looking likely here at the moment. As is Hignett as he chases Love around. Hard to do that, chase Love. It's just... Nah, that was bad. I'm back out of that one immediately. Maritz doing God's work in chat, smiting these bots as they come through. So what little side by side there with Bryce Meddings. He's being squeezed out on the grass. And down into the hairpin. He around the outside. That looks like it's. I think that's Chris Withers. But again, we saw that in the split yellow. There's no grip at all out the outside there. There's no camber. There's no nothing for you. So around the outside, not working out there for Withers. Godfrey doing well to keep control of his car as Bender and I spotted he's out there on the grass. Could have gone worse, but he hung on to it. Withers again looking keen, but a little error there is going to see a move happen. So Shikoman, Duong, Senekis, Steenkamp, and Shervitz, your top 5 currently.
I'll be back. Trying to quick stream down.
Yep, no worries. Let's see Jacana go fastest again. We've got a question in chat there. Yeah, it's from Chad asking how the class system works. Yep, so we have a qualifier event at the start of the season, which is just a time trial. You do some laps around there, and that just generally seeds people based on whether they're pro, pro-am, or am. And obviously you compete against people in your split, but also the class, so it just contributes.
Oh, Hignett. What a save!
Save.
Sorry, Ben, I don't mean to
Save.
jump
No,
in
it's all
there, but that was...
Great save from Hignett, and it just contributes to the obviously the season leaderboard, so the 6 races here, but also the calendar leaderboard over the whole year. It's just like a fun ongoing thing so you can track, I guess, your progress or points throughout the whole year. Is this something a little bit different?
And the reason you would be rated as silver, Chad, is because you didn't participate in the pre-season testing. As Ben said, everyone jumps in there. So, yeah, you get plonked in as silver, with us obviously not knowing what class you should be in. And then you get to demonstrate to us how you go, and we'll throw you in one after that. So, yeah, it doesn't all happen instantly, but it usually takes us a week or two to decide. So,
Yeah, it's not a foolproof system. And it's not hard and fast either.
no, of
It
course
gets updated several times throughout the year and whatnot as well.
But how are your races going, Chad? Your McLaren? How'd you go last night? But yeah, back to that save from Hignett. Goodness me, I thought he was going right round.
Yeah, that looked like he was headed for the sand trap. Yeah, the initial D music intensified.
So here's a question not from chat. Here's one from me, as we see a yellow flag all the way back there in the field. On the track map, there's silver cars and there's blue cars. Now, on qualifying, I know that the blue cars are not on valid laps and the silver ones are, but I didn't think that was the case for race laps. So does that mean their laps won't be counted as a fastest lap if they complete it, potentially? Because they've invalidated or something. Because obviously you can't pick up a purple lap if you've track cut. So I'm wondering if that might be the case. I don't think I've ever seen that before, though, so I'm just a bit curious. Someone might be able to clarify that one for me. I can't believe he doesn't like Degma 1.
Yeah, introduced in the most recent update, maybe. I haven't seen that for long. I've seen it the last couple of weeks, but that's about it.
Yeah. As I said all the time, qualifying, I think it's just the first time I've registered that it's happening in the race. So, but yeah, that's what it'll be. You can't grab a purple lap if you've cut the triangle, for example. Bush Chook Racing. That'll never get old. I love that from you, Bart.
It's a good name.
There's Tyler in another McLaren. Let's see how he goes here through Spoon. Hermanto does not go through Spoon. He goes around Spoon, and that is not the ideal line. So I was going to suggest Harding, if he got the exit out of Spoon, might have a crack at Hermanto, but he gets it done well earlier than that, and is rewarded for keeping his car on track. Hermanto falls down a spot.
He's got Bushel right behind him as well. Nissan's generally going pretty strong around Japan, around Suzuka. How good do the headlights and the auxiliary lights look? You know, some people got the interior lights on as well.
Yeah, 100%. I hope that 10 Hours of Suzuka is a dusk till dawn type show where we sort of start off at sunset. And, you know, obviously it works the graphics cards pretty hard, but I'm sure everyone can turn their settings down just to enjoy that sort of sunset start of the race. And then as we work our way through the night, in those midnight hours, just like this, just dark with lights. That camera angle that we discovered only recently, the one that's sort of at the bottom underneath the splitter, looks even better at night time because the brake lights are illuminating the road and the headlights from the car behind. That's the one, there it is. So I just love the brake lights illuminating the road and the braking zones, and the headlight. This gives such a good sense of speed, this camera angle, and it's made even better by, you know, the lights and whatnot. It is a gorgeous game. Imagine 15 years ago when we were playing like Need for Speed Underground and Gran Turismo. I don't know what would have been like 3 or 4 or something back then. The realism we have at our hands.
Golden age.
We are very, very lucky.
Yeah, definitely seen some great improvements over the years to sim races or just racing games in general. It's a shame that it just seems like, for me, no game gets absolutely everything right. You know, there's always one game does, say, the weather really well. Another game will do pit stops really well. Another game will do the tyre models really well. Another game will do the spectator interface really well. None of them get everything right.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We are waiting for that day. Again, we're going to look at a game, let's say 5 or 6 years from now, and it'll be that game. And we'll say we were nearly there. Oh, rubbing our hands together with glee. And obviously all our hardware's improving and stuff as well. You get direct drive wheel now for 350 bucks, whatever it is. So it's all coming together. It's an exciting time to be a sim racer. Barbecue Bun's getting pretty crossed up there around turn 1 and 2. Not the first driver to do that tonight, won't be the last this week. Turn 1 and 2, very difficult. You come in at such a hot pace, and you don't get all the braking done before turn 1. You've got to sort of do some of it between 1 and 2, and that can unsettle the car. So, especially on older tyres, they can get a little sideways. Mike Reel doing very nicely there to hold on to his and keep it going straight through turn 2. David Barker, as we said before, very impressive this season up there in AM class, currently P10, and chasing down Love with Harding right behind him. Bart doing very nicely up there in the Pro-Am lead. We've already, what? Tell me
We've already
about
had 15 minutes. It's gone so
just
quickly
flying
already.
by, isn't it? Suzuka's got that. Every corner looks interesting. Everyone's fighting their cars a little bit. It's a very slippery track. So all the onboards look good.
Time, 8 degrees, sorry, 14 degrees. It's going to be slippery.
That Bentley, very wide, very hard to pass.
Oh, look at
He gets a good exit though. He had to stay in the stream a little bit longer than I thought he did. He just jumped out of it and sort of hit a wall of air, which ruined any chance of a move down to turn 1. And again, Love just putting that Bentley in the right places through turn 1 and 2, and then sort of backs Barker into Harding, who joins this battle up through the S as they come. Very complex sector of any track is these S's. Like, there's no, other than maybe Maggots and Beckett's, I can't think of another section that's, well, we're going to Coda soon. Coda has that same sort of S's, but this one is uphill. Coda's downhill. Maggots and Beckett's is a bit flatter. It's the uphill part of...
I thought Harding was going to ascend there. He had the run.
I think the fact that these S's are uphill is what makes them so tricky. You've got to be really patient getting on the throttle, because the rear end can just come right round on you if you're too greedy. But yeah, you're not wrong. Harding, really interested in joining this battle. Barker's being very patient with Love. He's not throwing it up the inside anywhere. He's doing a good job. So the gaps are starting to form out here at the front, as they did in split yellow. Drew Coman now 6 seconds up the road from Juwong, who he himself is about 4 seconds in front of Peach. So top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers all nicely gapped. But it is this battle in front of us. It's the closest one we've got so far. It is, as I said, Barker chasing down Love with Harding behind, and now Mamanto rejoining this battle after his earlier escapade out the outside of Spoon.
He's still got Bushel run behind him as well. Only 7 tenths, 8 tenths. Bit of a road train going on.
Tell you what, this man's pace improved very quickly during the week. It was, I nearly cursed him off the road.
Good correction. Good hold from Jacob at the burn right there.
I paused. I had my heart in my mouth. Jesus Christ, Yoda.
Life flashed before your eyes.
Don't do that to me. Nah, he has. He's improved rapidly this week. He's started off sort of 202s and stuff. Mamanto going wide again there. Says thank you very much, and I think Jacob's going to get him as well. Although, as we've already discussed, there's no oh, what happened there? I wonder if there was a little touch. Amanto and Jacob may be coming together.
He just got a little bit spooked, perhaps, by the turn in. then had to correct out of it and then ended up in the sand pit. Didn't look like there was contact. I mean, if there was, marginal maybe.
Suma, he's in chat. Nice work from you tonight. Pro-Am podium. Enjoy.
It's a great job, Soma. Nice drive.
Yeah, love doing all the right stuff here. Just putting his Bentley in all the right places. He hasn't made any mistakes. That Bentley looks really stable, not getting crisscrossed, not breaking traction. Just very smooth, hitting every apex. And Harding's got Barker at some point. So Barker potentially getting a little bit impatient behind Love and making an error, allowing Harding through. So see some pit stops rolling in soon, I would suggest. A couple of people pitting very early in split yellow, obviously due to damage and whatnot, but there was a couple of others who weren't involved in any of that and chose to pit early. We watched it create good results for them, so I wonder if any of these boys were watching split yellow, learning a little bit. That's sideways, all sorts of correction happening there. Barker doing nice work catching it. He's clearly got a very pointy car, which can be good for outright pace, but over the course of 60 minutes, maybe not doing him many favours through the trickier corners.
Yeah, I think we'll start seeing pit stops sooner than later in this split. Obviously, split yellow earlier on had that safety car period at the start, so that really allowed everyone to just extend their fuel and tyres a bit around that 25-minute mark. See green flag racing all the way here in split green. I'd say probably the next 5 or so minutes we'll start seeing drivers come in.
Completely green flag racing in split green. How often have we said that? Not very often over the last couple of seasons, I would suggest. Split green usually known for its drama. Yes, it's night time, so it's a bit like Bathurst, it's a bit like the rain. Everyone just sort of out of their comfort zone a little bit and taking it a little bit more cautiously, as opposed to some of our more standard races where it's all daytime and sunshine and people are like getting their elbows out on those occasions. Tell you what, Barker's not finished here. He wants this spot back. He got the exit. He pushed Harding off the track with his mind. That was a mind punt. He was all up in his mirrors. And he just moved Harding out onto the outside of the track and said, thank you very much. So good pressure from Barker. He was right up there in the mirrors. And now Harding under all sorts of pressure from Mark Bushell. Mark Bushell and Jacob Weatherburn also right there. What flag's that one? Fact man.
I didn't see it. I wasn't looking at the flags, to be honest. You got me there.
I'm pretty sure it's Thailand, but I needed confirmation, which is why I came to you. Tell you what, Jacob Weatherburn in those mirrors there.
Very close behind.
He's right there.
Looking ominously on. See the size disparity between the Nissan and the McLaren there. As you see, Tyler Harding pick up 5
Weatherburn inside. Oh, yes. He might get that done, I think. There's a lot of traction there. Amato getting a very nice view of this one.
Nissan's got the run.
Yes, power. And now Hermanto as well. Oh, he took all sorts of that curb and he had to get off the throttle. But Jacob wasn't all together there for the first half a spoon. So even though Hermanto made a little error coming into it, he managed to pinch the position from Jacob, but Jacob's not done. Down the inside, they're going to go too wide into 130R, are they? No. Jacob does the right thing, thank goodness.
Common sense has prevailed.
Nice driving. We love to see that. That is, to me, that is just as exciting as seeing them go through there and binning each other. I love good quality driving like that. Nice work from Jacob, very patient, knows that he's got the pace and he can probably get it back at some point. No point running that risk jumping into the 130R fire. He'll be back, Diabols. Don't worry about that. He's got the pace. I reckon after the pit stop, he will fire up and get some more moves happening. Currently P14. We watched him catch one through the S's before. So, hopefully, if it's anything to do with his tyre pressures, he's sorted that out in the MFD and he gets those ready to go for stint 2. Tyler Harding, we saw before, picks up the first penalty of the night here in Slick Green. Just a cheeky little 5 seconds, nothing serious. A minor misdemeanor. What did I say? Misdemeanor is what I was going for. I'm not sure what I ended up spitting out there.
No, it sounded like misdemeanor to me.
Oh.
Getting in your own head, JC. You're overthinking it, mate.
Look, I'm a little bit south of the weather at the moment. So is my whole household. We're all sort of floating around. You know, there's a couple out there tonight, by the way. Peach is backing up after a rough week at his household too. So he's doing very nice out there in P4. Steenkamp's got past him at some point. In fact, probably pretty recently, because he's only 6/10 behind him. So that's happened just recently. Steenkamp getting past Senecas.
Yeah, also Gorilla Snapper in chat saying Hamster is flying the Thailand flag, so you were correct. Guessing that one, I missed it before.
Thank you, Babby. Yeah, I like my flags. I like my geography. Ah, Page allowed him to go through. That's a bit of team orders there. Doing the right thing there by his teammate. Here's Jacob up the inside. Nah. Another good decision. Amanto pretty wide there, though. Tell you what, he did not get the triangle right at all, did Amanto. So if Jacob got this right... No, never mind. With the pits he comes.
So first few of the pitters coming in now. Well, if you like your flags, JC, it's a good segue. I've used this Bender fact before, but there's one country in the world that has a flag that does not contain any red, white, or blue. I'll leave you with that one to figure out what it is.
So what? A flag that doesn't have any red, white, or blue?
Yes, there is one country in the world that has a flag that has no
Jamaica's
red.
got a green flag. I don't think there's any red or blue on it, but has it got a white strip in there?
Just nailed it in first up. He's just gone bang straight out the blocks. Jamaica.
The Jamaican
well
green flag? What is it? So isn't it green with a white strip? It's like green with black in the middle and 2 white strips?
Green, black, and yellow.
Oh. All right, shows what I know. I think I know my flags, but so I got it right, but I didn't quite understand how I got it right. Oh well, anyway. I'll take it.
Doesn't matter, mate. You got it right.
Yeah, that's right.
2 seconds of asking the question.
$1 million in the bank. I'll just give you the answer and then shut up next time.
Lock it in, Eddie.
Babby was quicker. Yeah, probably. A very intelligent man is Michael Babb. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was all over that one. Tell you what, there's another man who would go very well in the commentary box, just quietly. If he's listening, dulcet tones. Go and listen to his stream. He streams. Go and jump on a stream with Babby and just listen to him talk his way through a race. He'd be good here in the booth, I reckon. Get behind him. Although he already does a lot of nice quality work here in OOR. Steward and head of the admin department, head of the rookie admin department, himself and Matt Powell running the rookie series at the moment, doing a stellar job. Getting them all together and coaching them through their wares and running the practice races and doing all that jazz. So totally understandable he doesn't have the time to jump in here with us and have a ball with you and me, Bender. Happy to run this with you, don't get me wrong. But he's a quality individual.
Blast.
Tell you what I miss, right, is you doing F1 on Sundays. When's that going to happen again?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I know it's hard because you've got to back up after your own race, but just sneak in there for next week, I reckon. We've got the last race of the season coming up, 100% endurance race at Spa, if you don't mind, this Sunday night. Would be worthwhile you just sneaking in there for a little surprise visit every sort of maybe half an hour or so.
We'll see what happens.
We'll let that one stew.
Mondays aren't kind in my current schedule.
Yeah, if you're you're looking for good racing, turn up on Sunday. As I said, the last round of OOR's Formula One season, and the battle for Tier 2 still open, almost sealed, but mathematically still open. But it's the Tier 1 you want to be there for. Tier 1 starts about 7:30, round about there, and as I said, 100% endurance race at Spa with the battle for the championship wide open. Couldn't be closer. So do not miss that one Sunday night. Adriel Sia grabs himself 10 seconds. So he's the man that I said is on debut and has a lot of pace. Jumps on the penalty board nice and early. So yeah, it's a tough race to jump into for your first crack. A night race here at Suzuka, it's a very difficult track, and night racing in itself is pretty difficult. So we'll let that one slide just for now.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of night racing. I'd love to hear Chad's thought about it. Obviously, there's only so many tracks we can really do it at on ACC. Not all of them work that well at night time, but it really just adds, that extra element for me. It's just so different, so unique to racing in the day.
You wouldn't choose it over rain, though, would you?
No, of course not. But I would certainly take at night with rain. That's the incredible combination. If you've seen that in this game, honestly, ACC, best graphics at night during the rain, hands down. Any racing game out there.
Yep, agreed. If you've got the PC and the graphics card that can run it, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's so immersive. It is so immersive driving in the rain. So yeah, chuck the lights on as well. Reynard Blitz grabs himself 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Everyone has done that at one point or another.
See, it's very easy to do here. It's the downhill entry to the pit lane. You have to brake that a little bit earlier, otherwise you will very easily speed into the pit lane, which is a big no-no.
There are pit lanes that are pretty hard to get wrong. Like I'd say Zolder is one where you've got to go through 2 corners before you get to the line. So if you speed into that one, you've probably made a massive error. Whereas, as you said, this one pretty easy to get wrong. Downhill, nothing to stop you from speeding. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Diabol's in chat with a great question for you and me both, JC. How hard was it you guys to adjust to doing commentary? Like, it's easy to watch and judge others with what they miss, but on the fly, I'm sure it's hard to focus on everything. Well, there's layers to everything, Diabols. For me, I'm just here as, oh my goodness, look at this.
Oh no!
Sorry. Who is that? That is Steenkamp.
Steenkamp. Yeah, caught a bit of grass on the outside of Dunlop there, and loses out to Peach. So Peach takes that spot back that he so graciously donated before.
He's got plenty of gap to Hignett.
How big is it? Who's that behind? Is that Hignett there?
That's lap traffic behind.
Blue car, is it? Okay, yep.
Yeah, he kept out the wall was the main thing. Now for commentary, I mean, I'm just here to talk rubbish. Yeah, just be laughed at. No. It takes a little while to get into it. Obviously, doing it for however many F1 and ACC seasons we've had over the years. It depends what you want to do. I'm just here talking about random stuff. The guys that call it, I guess, play-by-play, if you like, every corner, every action. That's a bit more intense, next level, of watching things.
Tom Riley is the number one. Look, I don't want to put him on a pedestal, but I commentate with him on Sunday nights for the F1s, and he's done a bit of action for ACC as well. He obviously did the 12-hour himself, and Samwise carried that day. He is an excellent play-by-play commentator, and it's so much harder than it looks. He's very knowledgeable in terms of the cars, the track layout, every corner. He's got a massive knowledge base, does that man. So he's got a lot to draw upon in terms of what he sees in front of him with the play-by-play. Whereas I'm not as knowledgeable. I didn't know anything about cars or sim racing or anything more than probably 6 months ago. So I'm just coming in fresh and I'm just commenting more on who I see. I don't think I commentate on the cars or the people. I like commentating on the people, the drivers, the connections and the friends that I've made here are what I commentate on. But yeah, Tom Riley, Preach, is my man in terms of commentating play-by-play. He's a god at it. So I like sitting in the box with him and letting him go about his business, that's for sure. In terms of how hard it is tougher than it looks. It really is. We all give shit to, what's his name, the F1 guy? Crofty. Yeah. And because he makes little errors and they sound pretty funny, and we bring out the memes and whatnot. But it's so much harder than it looks, as Jacob Weatherburn goes a little bit wide there outside of Spoon, but nothing too strenuous. Gets it back on track. It is so much harder than it looks. Yeah, little errors. Look, I know, as I said, we give shit to him, but he's commentating to millions and millions and millions of people, and that pressure must be so extreme. Here we are commentating to, 80, maybe 110 people at the best of times when we're doing our big events and stuff. And we're all like butterflies in the chest. I can't imagine how many butterflies that man has. So I've got a newfound respect for Crofty and what he does. He's still not my favorite commentator, but it's certainly, harder than it looks. That's for sure.
I mean, I can understand making errors. I think some of the errors he makes, though, are for someone that you expect in that role, just lacking basic understanding of certain rules, particularly rules that haven't changed for decades. That's the frustrating part. For me, at least. Everyone makes mistakes, as you said, but to get rules, whether it's safety car rules or qualifying rules and tyres, those have been pretty static since the early 2000s, mid 2000s for F1. You should really know them if you're doing commentary, I think. Add Mark Bushell to the list, 10 seconds for speeding the pit lane. Got a few of those now.
Yeah, Miles' point is a good one in chat too, though. He gets paid $1 million and has all the information and data in front of him. Bender and I are just sitting here as two blokes having a chat to you, so we don't have a great deal of data, and he does, so that's a good point. Maybe he should be doing better with all of that knowledge and expertise and data and whatnot. But yeah, just the ability to not trip over your words is a great one, and I struggle with that originally. I'm sort of settling in a little bit now, enjoying the chat and the banter and whatnot. And obviously, I love chat. You guys keep me afloat, honestly. Everyone in chat, MVP every night. Without you guys, I'd be struggling, that's for sure. Giving me questions and things to fall back on if we're struggling a little bit. But no, it is. It's just me and Bender in here at the moment. We're just chatting and chilling and commentating on what we see. And you get quiet nights like this where every driver is on their game really here tonight. We're seeing hardly any yellow flags, maybe a few penalties for speeding in the pit lane, but everyone's just in the zone here tonight, and that's a testament to the drivers because this track is not easy. It's one of the most technical and difficult tracks in the game, and they're doing it at night time, no less. So the fact that Bender and I have little to call here, play-by-play, as I said, is just because the drivers are doing that well tonight. But we get other races where all sorts of action-packed stuff is happening. Spins here and safety cars there and overtakes over there. We've got plenty of stuff to call. They're the easy nights. And yeah, we love commentating those, but I love commentating these races just as much as I love commentating the other ones because we get more time to chat about stuff that I can learn about. As I said, I didn't know shit about cars and sim racing and anything sort of 8 to 12 months ago, so I get to learn from Bender and Mal as I go. And from chat, everyone in chat obviously coming up with their facts and stuff as well. As that one goes a little bit wide. Is Hardy going to get Bushell here? He is. Although he's going to have the outside line, the hairpin. I don't know where Bushell is here. Is he going to go to Bushell? Lets him have it. Oh, he goes pretty wide in the hairpin. I don't know how well Bushell did the hairpin. He is still there. So as I said, no, he's still there. He's right there.
Harding's got it though, inside line.
I don't know. Bushell's got the pace in that Nissan. He's going to stick it down the inside here, I think, if he gets it pulled up. Oh, he didn't quite get it right. He got a little bit crossed up on the inside there. So, Jesus, he fought for it, did Bushell. Did a great job. Harding got on the outside line at the hairpin, and there is absolutely no grip out there, which allowed Bushell to come back at him down the inside, and they battled the whole way down to Spoon. But yeah, Harding managing to hold on.
Oh no, who is that? That is, I can't see there. Car 5?
It's Shervitz, it's Bart Shervitz.
Yeah,
If it is car 5, it is Bart Shervitz, and he was running quite high. He was in the Pro-Am lead.
Yeah,
Bryce Meddings, the last car yet to pit.
He's gone now.
Also, 913 at the hairpin is yellow flagged at the moment.
No, also, the race leader, Hamanto's the last car to pit.
I didn't see him doing the bender strat. He's right up there.
Yep.
Didn't see that one.
And we've been watching this enthralling battle. I didn't get a chance to point out, but our provisional race leader, Luca Giacomin, was a naughty boy and got done for speeding in the pit lane and got a 10-second penalty. He's currently only 7.8 ahead of Duong. So that could be very interesting coming into the race.
That has thrown the door open to Ryan Duong, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the last 5-10 minutes, they'll be watching that gap very closely.
Yes, I was just saying that this race is sort of moving along at its own pace, and we haven't got much to talk about, and then bang, we had overtakes here and pit speeding there, and Giacomin with 10 seconds over here. It's all kicked off with 20 minutes to go. I'd love to see Barker sneak into the top 10 here again. He's currently chasing down Bushell, who's got his 10-second penalty, so that's probably one he's got in the bag. That's pretty wide there from Harding, but manages to keep it get up, and that's almost a pretty good line, to be honest. You want to get on the gas really, really early there, and because he went wide at the first section of Spoon, he gets to really open up the second section of Spoon, which leads him all the way down here into 130R in front of Jacob Wedderburn. Hignett putting all sorts of pressure on Bartlett here. So gets in the toe. Don't expect to see something down here in turn 1. But let's see how well he manages to perform 1 and 2. Both of them take a pretty shallow line through 1. Bartlett obviously defending. Hignett trying to stay behind. So neither of them really carrying the maximum amount of pace through that they could have. Hignett is all over him. But Bartlett not making any mistakes through that first sector. Looking very tidy. I say first sector, they're not quite through the first sector yet, but they've got through the S's pretty tidy. Hignett getting a little loose there again. So that Bentley just a little bit unhappy in the rear for him tonight. He saved it a couple of times though, and he's still up there in P7, so there's pace in the car. He's just got to hang on to it for another 19 minutes. Oh, Manto, we said he was doing the bender strat.
Oh yeah, he's come up in lights now. Manto adds his name to the long list of, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers, 7 drivers maybe, who've all been done for speeding the pit lane. The FIA will be absolutely loving it tonight.
We didn't see many of those in split yellow. I think maybe 1 or 2. So the split green guys just not getting the pit lane right tonight.
Honestly, I think on the pit lane, it's one of the most under-practiced things that people do. Usually you go out there, practice doing laps for 20, 30 lap stints, whatever it is, you're practicing hot laps and so on. Entering and exiting the pit lane is so undervalued, I think. 10 seconds you can save right there.
Couldn't agree more.
3, 4, 5 times.
Yep. Yep, spot on.
Curb on the inside of 130R for Barker. He's really pushing there.
These drivers are all pushing. We saw Jacob up at Spoon go a little bit wide too. So all 4 of these guys really pushing the limits. Probably sitting on 1 or 2 track cuts as well, so that'll be hanging over their heads for the last 17 minutes. But yeah, Barker will want these positions back. He was well ensconced in the top 10 before the pit stops. So now, as I said, we want to get past Bushell so that he can put some pressure on Wedderburn and Harding, because he knows he's already got that spot from Bushell. It's not really doing him any service sitting behind him. want to get past him on track so he can start staking his claim for those top 10 positions. You can see Higgin again there through the Dunlop curve, getting all sorts crossed up on the steering apparatus as that rear end stepped away from him.
You saw Mike Reel pick up a penalty there as well for causing a collision a couple of laps ago. He's down in 20th at the moment, so probably not the best race for Mike if he was running a bit higher and then involved in an incident. Mentioned that gap, it was 21 minutes and it was 7.3 seconds. Now, 16 minutes 30 roughly. It's left for Geelong to cross the line there. It's gone up to about 8.6 seconds. So, Hugh Coleman pulling out about a second every 5 minutes. 2.5, 3 laps on Geelong at this stage. It's going to be really tight coming into the race.
Yeah, if he keeps that pace up, he will extend it, but let's see how consistent both. Look at how far out they go.
How wide that was.
Hignett and Bartlett both abusing the limits there.
That's got to be some warnings. Guys are going to get GTs before the end of the race at this pace. That's just not sustainable, or someone will end up in the wall.
Yeah, spot on, Stevie Ty. I still can't get that right either. I don't exactly know where the stop point is. Like, I know that the guy holds the board in front of your car, but do you want my, bonnet on the board? Sometimes I feel like it's a bit better if the bonnet's like if the board is inside the bonnet sometimes. And then other times I try and intentionally do that, and then it kicks me back. It takes ages to get up on the jack. So I agree with you there, Stevie Ty. Just landing in that box in the right place. It even seems to be different between pit lanes or tracks. Yeah, so as Stephen said, he's been doing it for a year and a half or whatever, and can't get it right. I'm saying, oh, Barker saved it. Whoa, goodness me. Oh, heart in my mouth again for that one. How? He was nearly facing backwards when he brought that back. Great save.
That was headed for the fence, that one. But managed to keep pointing in the right direction.
Change the bonnet cam. Change the bonnet cam. Then go in the pits and use the bonnet line with the second chevron. There's a second chevron?
Yeah, on the pit board. Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Oh, right. Okay. So, okay. All right. I'll take that into account. I'll try that tomorrow night. I like that.
Some of us use bonnet cam all the time, mate, so there's don't need to change cameras there.
You don't use bonnet cam all the time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, alright.
No joke.
Threw over my mouth a little bit.
That's all right, mate, you do you.
I am doing me, and it's not bonnet cam. Oh, Hamanto! Easy does it. Goodness me, he nearly died there too. Anyway, hang on to it. Is there anyone else out there who uses bonnet cam? Surely not.
There's a few of us, actually.
There'd be a little handful of you, I'm sure, but there's 300 ACC races in this Discord, and I'm sure there's only a handful of bonnet cam users.
That is very wide from Munter there. He's going to be getting at least 2 penalties now within the last couple of laps, guys. Been going very wide there. No, I think the pit box one is one where you've got to watch it in the replay. You know, see sort of like the side on, the front on angles, so you can see just where you are actually stopping and sort of get that reference point from an external perspective, so you can sort of line it up visually, then actually jump back in the car and do it again.
Both Senekai use the bonnet cam, we're being told. Right, I'll have to have words to them later this evening about that. No, I'm all about that cockpit. But no hands. Do you know anyone who uses the steering wheel in front of them? Because I've already got a steering wheel in front of me. Is Joe Coleman flashing there? He is flashing.
Yeah, he's flashing and he's
nowhere near anyone else. So...
Twice there, and he's a fair way back from the back markers, so I'm not a fan of that.
Well, I don't know if he's just bored. He's well out in front. Maybe he's just celebrating. Maybe he thinks he's on stream and he's just having a bit of a flash. I think that's okay as long as he's nowhere near anyone else. He's still flashing.
He's coming up on
He's
some
still
back
flashing
markers
through
that are
the
battling,
S's.
yeah.
All right, hang on. Come on, Luca. Settle down with the flashing.
I'm not a fan of that. He doesn't need to be flashing that far back from them.
Settle down, Luca. And he's still going, so he's already got 10 seconds worth of penalties. We don't want to see any more.
Well,
But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I know what the rules are.
You're allowed to flash once. That's 4 flashes we've seen. 5 flashes, so
He's still flashing now.
these guys are entitled to battle for position. Yes, he's the leader. Yes, he's got a penalty.
Goes.
Yes, he's
Nice
trying to lap
and easy.
them. But as long as they don't impede him, then it's fine. But for me, nah, that's not on. Like, you shouldn't be flashing.
Someone needs
that
to
far
settle him
away.
down, because that could very well cost him the race. If that gets reported, as you said, that
Well-
is very much against the rules. If he's watching this back, Luca, if you are watching this back, you cannot flash more than once. So make your one flash a good flash when it is relevant, not when you're 10 years away down the straight. If you are watching this back, be very careful with your flashing, because goodness me, if you get a penalty for that, you are costing yourself the race, because Duong's about 10 seconds behind you at the moment. Oh, I've got my fingers crossed for him.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if that gets looked at, because that's not on.
No, I agree. It depends on whether that is reported by those blue flag guys, I guess. They are the ones who would have to do that. Yeah,
Well,
anyway.
the stewards could. The stewards will be watching. I'm sure they will look anyway. They can act upon anything they see during their usual course of observing the race if it's, inappropriate conduct.
Whoa. My fingers are crossed for him. I'd hate to see a race be decided by that, but as I said, Jesus, if he's watching this back, or if someone knows him, goodness me, give him the bloody tap on the shoulder this week, and just make sure he's aware of that before we carry on any further. Oh, that is Sherviet's getting all up on the inside curb there of 130R. Is it Sherviet's? No, it's Bartlett, sorry. Similar looking livery. So Hignett getting very excited and pulls out of that. They were side by side. I thought he was tight at the corner, but he pulled out of it and he allowed Bartlett through. So Hignett and Bartlett have been battling for a long while now. We watched them about 20 minutes ago and they're still going at it.
Yeah, it's great. You love to see battles that just go on for a long time, particularly in these hour-long races. That's what I find. The 30-minute sprint races, it's short, sharp, shiny. But the hour-long and endurance races, you really get battles that form over a long period of time, particularly when you've got 2 guys that are pretty even on pace.
What format do you prefer? Is it the 60-minute or the 30 minutes?
60 minutes.
Yeah, same. I agree. Allows
Well,
me
the
to
30 minutes is fun.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I just think like the 60-minute race is just a bit more. I mean, it seems some of the battles I've had that have been great over the seasons I've competed in have all been in, well, not all, but mostly been in 60-minute races. There's been some great ones in 30-minute races.
We had a really good one last year. Where was that? Was it Zolder? Can't remember. We both DM'd it. We DM'd each other afterwards. It might have been Server or something. I can't
It was in the Pro-Am finals, mate. It was at whatever the British track we did. Was it not Donington? It wasn't. Was it Snetterton?
Alton Park.
Alton Park. There you go.
It was Alton Park. You're spot on. Yeah, that was a great battle. Yeah, spot on. Agreed. Yeah, 60 minutes just gives you time to sort of settle into the race a bit more. I think 30-minute races, especially the first one, it's sort of over before you get settled in. So, yeah, I like the 60 minutes. I love our special events. They're the best. The big 12-hour races. They're the absolute joy of my life and why I do this. He wants him again here.
Yeah, and having looked down the outside, not getting it done. But he's going to try and... Oh, he's just gone too deep in the second part.
Trying to doing some really good defense. That's
great defense, yeah.
100%. And yeah, it has done for 15-20 minutes now. As you said, we've been watching this battle for a while, and I don't think Hignett's got him at all. So yeah, Bartlett just putting it all together. Can he do it for another 7 minutes and hang on to it? Can Giacomin come across the line with more than a 10-second gap? He's currently out to 11 at the moment, so looking good. But he's got to fight his way through a fair bit of blue traffic before this 7 minutes is over. There are 6 or 7 cars in the S's at the moment, all of which have to be navigated safely.
Yeah, and most of them are battling as well.
Diabol's pointing out Barker's got to drive through for track limits. He's on screen now, and he's currently leading AM class, but he has overstepped the mark one too many times, and the Kunos Goads have slapped him one.
Yeah, we did say earlier that guys will be getting drive-throughs based on how wide they were going. It's a matter of time, really.
Surprised we haven't seen more based on what we've been looking at sometimes.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Hadriel's done pretty well here, aside from the 10-second penalty that he got for an incident. I think it was for causing a collision or something earlier on in the race, but he's settled in now and is looking right at home up here in the top 20, chasing down his AM class brethren, Lockie Parkin.
Human anchor. I can't say that. That was a couple of seasons ago. Me and Parkin had some great battles. Human anchor versus the car park. He was the anchor, I was the car park.
He's not looking very heavy now. He's certainly got some pace in that Honda.
Yeah, Honda really suits him. I think he ran it last season as well. He really just seems to like it. Has a good feel for it. Oh no, contact.
Boop. Nicely done there from Adriel. Adriel's going to get a penalty of that regardless, but I like the fact that he didn't just tear off into the distance. He felt bad for what he did, and he said, I can't be a good person and take this position. So,
yeah, good sportsmanship.
Like that. He'll still cop a penalty for it. The stewards will still give him a smack, but love that. So, does Hignett get this done? With 5 minutes to go, do you reckon he finds a way past? He's clearly got the pace. He's all over the back of Bartlett, but Bartlett's defending very well. Like, look how well he's... As soon as I said that, Hignett's got him.
What have you done, mate? What have you done?
He's been defending so well, though. I'm just commentating on what I see. Oh, he has got him now. He's gone right around the outside, and as long as he tucks it in well here before Spoon, he will complete the move. Bartlett hung on for so long. He was defending. He did. He defended the inside line into the hairpin, but yeah, just missed the braking marker a little bit. Shot out to the outside part of that hairpin where there is no grip. There is no... I've tried to curse people all night long and it hasn't worked. Actually, maybe that's how curses work. You can't want to curse someone, isn't it? It doesn't work.
You don't need
I
to give
genuinely was happy with how well Bartlett was defending. So if I'm genuine, then I don't know. Whatever. Sorry, Bartlett. Sorry, mate.
I would like to point out that the race controllers used the laughing emoji hanging there, mate. So you get really confident there.
Race controls are savage sometimes. Oh well, great work to Ben Hignett. He deserved that. He's been working and chipping away for a while now, so he did deserve it.
Applying consistent pressure.
Oh, hello. That's a mistake there.
No, I think this is...
blue flag traffic.
Blue flags, yep. So there we go. Your mate, Adriel, picks up 10-second penalty for the collision with Parkin on lap 26.
Yeah, so that was my concern. And again, I'm not too concerned just yet. As I said, it's a very hot frying pan to be thrown into for your first ACC races, Suzuka at night time. I'm not necessarily concerned about his racecraft. I think he will improve. That's very close there from Mike Real behind Parkin. So Sia gets Parkin. And he will lead them down into 130R. Who's that? Hello, is that Bart Shervitz? It is too, car 5.
Yep, car 5. Oh, he's been given a little
poop. That is a massive shunt. Does Bart hang on to it? He does. He keeps it going straight.
Now, look.
So Mike takes that position rather
This
than...
is... Oh no, that is for position, my bad.
It was absolutely for position. Yeah, it's Mike Reel giving me a giant punt up the bum at 130R. And then...
and letting lap one of the leaders through. Johan Steenkamp's also picked up a drive through while we were watching this.
Oh, no.
But
From
just
up there in P4.
Yeah, just on that incident with Cheviot's there, that's one of my pet peeves, honestly. Doesn't matter if it's for position, but particularly when you're lapping me, not you, but fast people. Get past me.
Wow! Hey, whoa! Hey, hang on. What are you trying to say there? I'm a fast person who laps you sometimes, though. No,
Yeah.
definitely not. Carry on.
Not saying you, but then you immediately chop back in front of me and take away all my braking space, and it's like, no, you are putting far too much trust in me to not hit you in the braking zone. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. If you're going past me, just take the inside line. You don't need to cut back across and then take my braking space as well. That's just a pet peeve of mine.
I would agree with that on almost every corner other than 130R, which isn't necessarily a braking zone. You can basically take that, well, you should be able to take that without hitting the brakes at all. So just trying to open up the line there was Mike. And yeah, Bart carried a lot of pace in his Audi. And yeah, look, yeah, it's a tricky one. As I said, I agree with almost every corner everywhere else other than, I think 130R, which is not a braking zone. I feel like it's okay to sort of swing back across and try and open up your line, but I don't know. I might be proven wrong by a couple of people. Diabol's coming through with 100% agree with you there. So, and obviously the stewards agree too. Mike Reel getting a pen. Yeah, tough one.
Well, no, interesting because the stewards just ruled against what I said. That's fine. They're obviously looking at the race, not me. For me, I would have said that was on, not Mike, but...
Yeah, if he's got the move well and truly done before they get to the corner. So for me...
Not really. He's not that far ahead. Look how close he is. He chops in front. Like, look how close that is. I think that's on him for not sticking to the inside line. Look at that. Look how close that is. At that corner.
Yeah, and then he
I'm
puts
not here
on...
to re-steward the race. Of course, that's the decision. And I just think you end up with situations like that where you, as the person who's faster than me, are going to lose out because you've tried to take all my braking space. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. And I was actually surprised that Bart threw on the brakes there, because my argument was that it's not a braking zone. You don't use the brakes through there. So I don't know if the Audi's a little bit different to the car I drive, and you've got to use a bit of brakes there. I was surprised that he used the brakes, and that's obviously what caused the collision. So, I sort of almost agree with you. And it was only a very slight penalty too. It was only the 5 seconds. It wasn't anything sort of big smack out of left field. So, yeah, interesting one.
I'm not saying that's right or wrong either way. I think it's asking for trouble. It's putting your car somewhere where it is more dangerous, where, sticking to the left would have cost him, 2/10, and he's through, and without, being hit from behind.
Well, besides all that, this man has dominated this race. 17 seconds clear of Ryan Duong is enough to hold on to P1 with his 10-second penalty. Ryan's done very nicely. Has not been on screen all night, which is when you know you've had a good race. No pens, no nothing. Gives us a little flash. Excellent work. Turns his lights off as he crosses the line. It's a ghost car. Nice work, Ryan. Jean-Pierre Senekis is going to come home in P3. After being a very generous individual and donating P3 to Steenkamp before, but Steenkamp grabbed himself a drive-through, so Peach grabs P3. Nice work. And it looks like Gibbo's going to come home in P4. Hello. Gentile will be very happy with that one. Gets the triangle nice and clean. He's about 7.5 seconds in front of Ben Hignett, who's done very nicely. Oh, hang on. Never mind. What's this? Steenkamp. Here he is. They've been racing down into the triangle. Does Steenkamp get him down the inside here?
Oh, he does.
He is going to get him. Nice little spicy one to finish us off there.
Last corner overtake.
Yeah, Hignett did very well to grab Bartlett for P6. Must have got Steenkamp for P5. But Steenkamp got him back. So Steenkamp P5, Hignett P6, Bartlett P7, Love and Harding having a great battle all night for P8 and P9. Jacob Weatherburn rounds out the top 10, grabs himself a nice little bag of points, and Mark Bushell, not sure if he hangs on to P11. I don't think those penalties have been applied yet, so he may drop back 1 or 2, but comes across the line in P11, which is a great result. He's having a great season, is Mark Bushell, just quietly. Very well placed in the top 15 most races. And Zachary Baldwin comes home P12. Barker, unfortunate with the drive-through. Grabs P13, but still a few penalties to be sorted out there. So he drops to 14th. Fowler, 15th. Meddings, Parkin, Shervitz, Real, and someone else grabbed P20. I missed who it was. Nice work, Split Green. No safety car, Split Green, by the way. Nice work to those guys. Gio Coleman, nice and easy peasy. Nice work in P1 in the McLaren. Not the particularly strong circuit for the McLaren, but he's done nicely up there in P1. Duong P2, Senekis P3. Love P1 for the Pro-Ams. Bushell P2 and Baldwin P3. And Barker, Parkin, and Sia on debut. 1, 2, and 3 for the AM class. Yeah, very interesting night of racing. And I learnt a lot tonight. I did. And that one there at the end, I'm glad that we had a difference in opinion and we worked our way through it, because that's racing, and that's why it's tough to be a steward, by the way. Give a hug. Massive. Give a hug to your bloody steward. Next time you see a steward, go and give him a bloody hug, because it's a tough job. And so we thank you, stewards, for tonight and for every other night.
Obviously can't speak on behalf of the stewards, but I'm sure they've noted our appreciation for them.
Noted. I don't know if you meant that, but that was...
Oh, I absolutely meant that, mate. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Noted. Well played. Thank you, chat. Jan Tully, Diabols, Callum, Tasty T, Bender was in chat, Steve Ty, Snapper, Bab, everyone else who appeared. Absolutely love your work. Thank you to Neil, again, behind the scenes, running the show, giving us all the best camera angles that you could possibly imagine. And thank you, Split Yellow and Split Green, for what was a very good night of racing. My name is Jamie Conboy. His name is David McNulty. We'll see you tomorrow night for Split Blue and Split Red.
We will. Have a good night, everyone. See you soon.
All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these